Hello. Sorry, I'm eating. Almost done though. I had a burger, or I'm having a burger. It's pretty damn good. Mm. Know when you make a burger that's perfectly seasoned, and you don't, and like once it's done cooking, you don't have to put anything on it. That's the kind of burger I'm eating. It's so immaculate. Mm. Anyway, I'm gonna jump into the game. Sorry, I'm done eating, but I do need to take a drink right quick. 1 second. Oh man. So also kind of tired because I only woke up like a half hour ago and I made some breakfast for myself. Well, not really breakfast. It was already it was just a burger I made yesterday. Oh, and I just heated it up. So yeah, I basically just woke up. Otherwise, we were fighting a boss when last we left. We were fighting Orochimaru. I mean, that's practically what it is. That's not his name though. His name was White Lad Snake or White Clad Snake. I forgot what his name is. Something White Snake. But he's quite difficult. He has two phases, but I think I might be able to get the hang of him. Just need to learn his moves. I don't. There's something I wanted to listen to in the background while I'm fighting this boss. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be dying to them multiple times because I don't got the hang of them yet. So we're going to listen to this. It's about Wukong. Excuse me. Pardon me. But yeah.
God damn. Talk.
Yeah. This is Young, yeah. I don't really watch him much, but he's talking about the game, so I thought it'd be interesting.
God damn. Talk about a powerhouse launch for a video game. I'm of course referring to Black Myth Wukong, which has taken over headlines because of the insane numbers we're seeing for this game.
Adjust the volume.
The title has been surrounded by much hype and anticipation. That first trailer alone, I remember way back when, kind of being blown away by it, and since then, every trailer has garnered tons of views, and the audience for the game has been substantial because of the material that it tackles, the Monkey King kind of mythology, and the way they're bringing that with sort of a display coat of paint alongside gameplay that is reminiscent of something akin to what FromSoft might do, maybe with a little God of War in there, with boss battles that look utterly
better. Well, if you're talking about old school God of War,
look pretty jaw-dropping. The game has
I
come
do
out,
see some of the old God of War.
But the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, on day one, this
New God of
game
War is shit.
instantly peaked at over 1 million players. This right here is a tweet
More
from
like double
the
that.
evening of August 19th, 2024. It was just this almost instant 1 million mark on Steam that the concurrent player numbers hit.
It's double
But
that.
then we look at what's happened since and what's transpired over the last 3 days or so. And now we're looking at numbers that indicate that Black Myth Wukong has peaked at an all-time peak concurrent players of 2,415,000. So right here we have the full kind of rundown of how this played out. So we kicked off with, roughly 1 million players, and then that became 2.2 million players. Then the following day, 2.3. Then the following day, 2.4. And now we've seen that dip slightly, but not by much. It's still roughly 2.3 million players. who are coming back to play this game or who are buying into this game with the word of mouth that is spreading. Just absolutely incredible numbers. And we're looking at all-time peak and current player numbers that put Black Myth Wukong at number 2 when it comes to the most all-time peak and current players we've ever seen on a video game on Steam. PUBG Battlegrounds still remains untouched with 3.2 million players, but it beat Palworld, freaking Counter-Strike 2, Lost Ark, Dota, and as far as single-player games go, which is what Black Myth Wukong is, it beat Cyberpunk 2077,
Fuck that
Elden
game.
Ring, Hogwarts Legacy,
Elden Ring is
Baldur's Gate
impressive.
3. And that's what's especially crazy about this game achieving such numbers is that it's not this epic multiplayer live service thing. It is a single player
I'm not surprised with
experience.
Cyberpunk, though,
And
that
then the
sucks.
reviews, looking at them, you can see
I don't like it.
how many players have
gotta say
engaged with the game based on the fact that it's already got almost 300,000 reviews and the game's only been out for 3 days with an overwhelmingly positive score of 96%.
It's a good game. I gotta say.
I mean, the game has gotten a lot of praise for its combat and boss battles. Also, it's just the presentation of this game is absolutely
it's off the
gorgeous.
chain.
Now, when we're talking about how gorgeous this game looks, we can also talk about displays that can be used to really make the game's visual shine. Which
I mean, the
brings us
mods
to
are gonna be
sponsor
crazy
today's
when
video,
those come out.
Rainio Air 2S. Awesome AR glasses perfectly suited for gaming. So these glasses are super easy to plug and play on gaming devices such as PCs, phones, and consoles. And with up to 600 nits of brightness, the micro OLED screens project sharp and colorful images in a conveniently portable package. Think of it like having a giant 201-inch screen that you can just wear and carry around with you, whether you're indoors, outdoors, or traveling. One that also produces great audio thanks to its 4 full-range
Still gonna add, I
speakers
think.
that provide dynamic stereo sound.
I understand the
They're super
hustle,
comfortable to
but
wear as well, thanks to its lightweight
quite
and adjustable
annoying.
temples and nose pads with options for attachable prescription lenses as well.
I won't be
recently
buying
decided
that.
to see
Thank
what
you,
it'd be
though.
like to play Black Myth Wukong on it, and the game and its insane graphics just looked fantastic on these screens, with really clear images, no blurriness around the edges.
Maybe someday I'll buy it.
Felt super
But
responsive.
I'm not in
How
the
big
market
the
for
screen
that
looks
right
and how
now.
good the 4 speakers sound. I could sit or lie down in any position I wanted for maximum comfort, while still being fully immersed in a way that
Okay,
I
we're
wouldn't
just
be
gonna
without
fast
the
forward
screens.
his little
And
picture.
beyond gaming, you can also, of course, pull up your favorite movies and videos from your favorite streaming services
hell
and
is the window?
devices and whatnot, and enjoy
Here
a
it
comfortable
is.
and convenient
Just shut
large
up.
screen viewing
This
experience.
ad is like,
If immersive
the
gaming
sponsor is
and
like
on the goes
fucking
up your
minute
alley,
long.
the Rainio Air 2S
Or
is
2
kind of the
minutes.
perfect
No, the
device,
whole 2
and you can
minutes.
use my $50 off your purchase. So, alright, we got insane Steam peak concurrent player numbers. We've got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So I guess then the next question becomes, how many copies has the game sold? The numbers on that front are insane as well. The official Black Myth Wukong Twitter page recently tweeted the following. It reads right here, Black Myth
10 million.
Wukong has sold 10 million copies across all platforms. Thank you to all players worldwide for your support and love. It's also worth noting that the game hasn't come out on Xbox yet. It will at some point.
it's
It's out on
supposed to.
PC and PlayStation 5 right now.
People thought it
But
wasn't
yeah,
going to come to
10
Xbox for some reason.
million units sold.
They never
A
said it was
single-player game,
never gonna
10
come
million
there.
units across 3 days is unprecedented. It's insane. To see
They're like Sony
numbers like
sponsored
these.
this
This
game.
is, by the way, Game Sciences. Game Science being the development studio of the game. It's their 3rd game that they've made since their founding back in June of 2014. So this is a studio that was started by former Tencent employees who just wanted more
Oh, they
creative
used to
autonomy.
directly work
And
at
Black Myth
Tencent.
Wukong was kind of a big gamble for them. They clearly put everything into this in terms of financial investment and manpower and resources to really kind of make their AAA mark in this industry. And I have little doubt that this game has made its money back. We're talking about roughly $600 million US in revenue, looking at 10 million copies
It's
sold
nearly
in
a
roughly
billion
3
they've made.
days. Now, it is important to understand where these numbers
Quite
are
successful.
coming from. Keep in mind that Game Science is a Chinese development studio, and the mythology that they're tackling is pretty much
it doesn't
the
matter.
most well-known legend in China.
Success is
And
success.
so a lot of the players who are engaging with this game are very much Chinese, and China is a country with a population of
are we trying to pretend like
4 billion,
like what?
roughly? And if we
Are they lesser than
numbers and current data,
people from the West?
there's a clear sign that the majority of players for Black
they are still players.
are in
They're
fact
still people.
Chinese, and so this game has garnered a lot of fanfare and a lot of attention in the country from which this mythology originates, which actually makes a lot of sense. And you can especially
I hate
glimpse
this framing.
when
It's like,
you look at
are we trying to
the fact
say that they're
if you go to
irrelevant
the language tab
because
here
they're Chinese?
for
Like,
reviews
what the fuck are we
surrounding
trying to?
this game,
What is this
when
argument?
you compare English reviews
There's still a
versus
lot of
other
people from
languages,
America
you can
playing it
see
in other
that
Western
English
countries.
accounts for a
I'm
minuscule
fucking
number of
playing it.
reviews. Total number of reviews is 407,000 across
It's gotten
all
good
languages.
reviews
Only
by
17,000
Western
of those, over
reviewers.
17,000 of those are in English. And
It's a
obviously
good game.
that 407,000 figure also counts for other regions as well. But it's safe to bet that, yeah, the majority of that huge number of reviews comes from China. So looking at the ratio
It's
of
also
English
gotten good
versus
reviews
other
in the
language
West.
reviews,
So why are we
it's
even?
safe to
What is
say
this
that,
point?
the majority of sales
I don't even know why he even bothered
comes from
to
China,
say
and
that.
somebody kind of aptly
We never did this with
described the
Western
Chinese
games.
market,
Keep in
and the
mind
fact
that a
in
lot of the
country there are
people
over
who
750
are playing
million
this
gamers,
game
more
are
than
from the
entire
West.
population, with
Like, why are we trying to
20%
invalidate
year-over-year growth.
success?
And people are asking how a game based on the most
We always
popular
gotta do it with
national
something
all-time
that the-
beating records. And the reason
the
for this
fucking
aggressive
West
tone is
doesn't
that some
control.
people are getting mad at folks who are highlighting the
Like,
fact
it's
that
just
the majority
Western
of players
chauvinism type
are
of
from China.
indoctrination.
I don't know why
It's
that's
really
awful
annoying.
or silly. That's just the numbers. That's just facts. And we're still
We
looking
never
at
have to bring up
numbers
that. Oh yeah,
suggest
these reviewers are from the
that
West,
the game sold
so you know
still a
keep
couple
that in
million
mind,
copies
guys.
in regions outside of China. So here is an article that took a look at
What a
VG
stupid
Insights, which basically takes data and roughly estimates sales and the like. And according to VG Insights, China accounts, based on their analysis, for roughly 80% of total sales for Black Myth Wukong. And so that means that roughly 8 million copies sold came from China. And I mean, that's still 2 million copies sold, in the West and other regions. So that's
a
still
lot.
a pretty good figure.
That's still a
numbers
lot
are
in the
still pretty
West.
solid.
I don't even know. He didn't even have to
UIP,
do this
making
this little
it
segment here. It's
worldwide.
stupid.
Even just looking at
It's
numbers
a stupid
outside
thing
of
to
China,
do.
it's
It's
pretty,
almost like he's trying to
commendable
invalidate
performance.
the
Yeah,
success of the
important to have
game.
context for
Like, there's
how
some
this
fucking
game
industry
achieved
plants.
such insane
Or he is an
sales
industry
in
plant,
such
but
a short
one of his
period
handlers
time.
told him to
There's just
mention
a
this shit
huge
to try to
population
invalidate
of
China
Chinese gamers who
for some
obviously
dumb
were
reason.
drawn to this game about this iconic
Because the West
mythology and
sees China as a
character
threat
and legend. I myself have played a couple
economically.
hours of Black Myth Wukong, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is somewhat FromSoft-esque, but with action that's a little more fast-paced. It's not perfect by any means. I do think there
faster than a Souls game, other than like a Sekiro maybe.
Desired. Like if you're expecting FromSoft style level design where it's this one seamless world where everything kind of moves around and connects to itself, that's not what this is.
It's a
This
bit
is
more,
fairly linear experience, and there are some sort of more open areas where you can explore
But
a
it's
little bit.
still
It's
good.
relatively, I'd say, rudimentary exploration, and then the sort of
You can still get lost in this. I got lost
battles
quite a few
They're not
times.
all that compelling to fight. They're fodder. There are some performance issues, at least on PC, and this is with a 4090.
Yeah, that's
so
you
it's not
need to upgrade your
perfect.
drivers is all.
Like when
That's
you
what I
get
did.
to what the game does best, which is the boss battles and the combat and the way
Once they also
abilities
get rid of the
expand,
Denuvo,
all
then
the
it'll also be running
transformations and
better.
abilities that you unlock and spells and you name it.
They're not going to keep
how
paying
all
the
that comes together
subscription
when
for
you
that.
fight these epic boss battles for a really cinematic and
So that'll go away
satisfying combat
eventually.
experience combined with the incredible presentation of this game, not just in terms of fidelity, but also its aesthetic and the way it brings the Wukong mythology to life and in such high fidelity, but also just, I mean, the attention to detail in the creature designs, the character designs, the monster designs, and
The
how
environment
cool
designs,
the boss battles
beautiful.
are, and the challenge, the satisfying challenge that it offers. Ultimately, there is much more of a net positive in my experience playing this game than negatives. I'm personally having a really good time,
Son of a bitch.
and as someone for whom, when it comes to FromSoft games, the boss battles are my favorite part. I don't mind that this game is pretty much like a boss rush with some environmental traversal in between.
I noticed I get back-to-back bosses, so I was starting to notice that.
Substantial.
The bosses are cool,
and not just like a small bridge between boss battles. So I'd say my one criticism. But generally, this is a fun action game that I think is worth checking out, and that I think people really appreciate. You can tell that they really put their heart and souls into this one. And if they plan to make more of this kind of game,
I want them to make a sequel, or even give a game similar
with future entries. I mean,
with more.
How they kick things off with this IP. I mean, they can only get that much better from here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of everything you need to know about what's going on with Black.
I'm glad to see it. I want to see more games out of China.
And why its success came to
game
fruition the way it
science.
did.
This is a good dev.
My take on the game itself, having played it for a couple
It's a
of
good
hours.
first game. Like, if you're going to come out the gate with this as your first game, that's pretty
I'd love
good.
to hear what your thoughts and opinions
That deserves
on the
props.
game doing so well, critically and financially, and what
Fucking
you think
hitting a home
about
run
the
on
game
your
itself
first go.
if you've played it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is
That
everything
deserves
for this
reward.
video. Share your thoughts in the comments below.
That deserves
and
my
thank you
support.
for tuning in to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions. Stay tuned right here.
There's like
on
fucking veteran
I'll
devs that
see you guys
make
next time.
absolute slop,
Young
and it don't make any damn sense. So I'm gonna definitely like reward devs who just put in the fucking work from the fucking start. Shut your bitch ass up. I don't think I have that ability. Oh, I do. Okay. That does a lot of fucking damage. I should probably save it for the second phase. This boss would be easier if not for his AoE water ring that he does. That shit has a... Well, it's an AoE and it's like hard to dodge it. It's hard to see it too. It's very subtle, the animation for it. Okay, guy. Calm your silly ass down. Gotta heal, for real. Oh my god, these fucking water blades. The water is gorgeous, I must say. But not when it's hitting me in the fucking face. Alright. I'm listening to something else. It seems we're going to be on this game for a while. People are talking about that game Concord. I knew it was going to not do well. It didn't look good. And it's just another Overwatch clone. I'm tired of those. The only Overwatch clone I'm going to be playing is that Marvel game. And it is cut only because it's third person, and only because it's sticking it to Blizzard. And I just like every opportunity to shit on Blizzard and stick it to them. That's the only reason well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons I'll play it. And it's free, so I'm not investing anything. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna click on this Concord video just to have something while I fight this asshole.
Earlier this year, Sony finally unveiled Concord, their new live service hero shooter. This has been a company-wide initiative to have more live service games.
Another
They
shitty
wanted to
hero shooter.
diversify their portfolio. That was something that Jim Ryan, before he left Sony, that was one of his ultimate goals. That's why we've seen Sony making a lot more investment
Fuck
in the
Jim
live
Ryan.
service arena. Bungie investment, that's a great example of.
I don't care what he wanted.
The success of that has been,
He's an
let's
idiot.
just say, it's been very questionable, especially with a lot of the chaos that's been happening at Bungie as of late.
Although I do
There was
thank him
also
for
Naughty Dog's Last
starting
of Us
the porting
multiplayer standalone thing, Last of Us
Sony
Online,
games,
that
first party games,
ultimately
over
ended
to
up being
PC.
a giant failure. Helldivers 2, though, that was a giant success story earlier on this year. As of late, though, not so much. Sony kind of shot themselves in the foot with some of the decisions.
He does a delay attack like Elden Ring.
In regards to accounting and such. So
He does that
we have
Rainbow
another
One.
live service from Sony. You think that they've maybe learned their lesson from the entire industry, which has been really struggling with making a perfect live service. And there really is no concrete formula with that. You just need to have something that really stands out on its own. And the problem with this gaming industry and a lot of these AAA game publishers, they just don't understand that. So when Sony revealed some of the gameplay, it immediately sparked a lot of concerns because, I mean, everybody immediately saw the problem. It was a generic hero shooter with no clear identity. As this article even brings up here, PlayStation's Concord is facing backlash from fans due to the over
Its identity is
genre and a lack of
being a Guardians of the Galaxy clone
the developers at Firewalk
with not flattering
to try
looking
to
character designs.
convince people that wasn't the case. It was actually a unique shooter. But the problem is that we have this knockoff Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's exactly what this is. The base game in the summer that nobody at all played confirmed that. And
I've been having this cough for a
launch
little
date,
bit.
this is an absolute disaster.
So pardon me.
This is what you have right now, just a couple
I ate
of
some
hours
bad
into
food
launch. You have less
a week
than
ago.
500 players. That is as bad
Still
as
hasn't
it
gotten
gets
out of my
just to
system.
compare. Suicide Squad, another controversial, terrible
some
game
bad
that launched
cooked
earlier
food.
this year with really no appeal. It had like double the players.
But
in
it's
it, at
getting
least.
better.
This is, again, a hero shooter that costs $40, and I think that was their big mistake with all the competition in the hero shooter market. There is no market for a paid experience like this, especially one with no unique identity and no unique gameplay. You can say what you want,
There's nothing
but
unique about
this is very much Overwatch for the skin. And yes, there's some unique
Yeah, the
abilities,
cosmetics is
stuff,
why
but
people
it
play
also has
Overwatch.
problems. So the versions that are coming
Because
in
they
right
didn't put
now
anything else in the
reflect
fucking
that this is
game.
just not worth anybody's money at this point. Again, there's only a couple.
Got rid of that
reviews here,
PvE
but
mode they were
you're
going to
getting 63 out of 100 from critics, and not one of them recommending it so far. That's terrible. And these are some of the comments that are coming from the hobby consultants saying, Concord presents great gameplay as a first-person shooter while taking us back to similar times of traditional, albeit sparse, progression system. Unfortunately, this lack of personality means that it fails to capture the attention it should deserve in a genre where there are already too many games. Exactly my point. The point that a lot of people have been saying for months. And for a game that they've been working on for years, you would think that they would, have known that. And then another review saying those who want to roll the dice on Concord will find an excellent FPS full of exciting battles,
I was out of
battles, and eye-popping visuals and full of exciting abilities. The game's character design, premium price point, and the general lack of interest from the public may make it so Concord never really gets a chance, and that is exactly what's happening right now. And the digital trends that Concord isn't a full multiplayer offering by any means, and I agree with that sentiment. I actually don't think this is that bad. It's just not good enough in a market with so many other.
I mean, yeah, the game looks solid. It's just it's bland though. It's not like it's
lackluster game design,
Superman 64 or something.
Great. Concord disappointed me as service game sold at almost full, despite the lack of originality in the game. Exactly. And just to reflect those massive Steam numbers, we can actually go to the Steam page and see that there's 192 reviews. That's it. And yes, mostly positive. So, yeah, 79%. Great job, I guess, everybody involved. And I do believe this is a new thing PlayStation just started to do, but yeah, you can review games now. Maybe this has been something on for a while, but as you can see, 2.72 stars out of 5 with over 7,000 ratings. I think some of this is back to the beta, I believe. Don't take my word at that. But as you can see, mostly one reviews.
Wait, is Concord on PC?
And, yeah, not pretty for
I mean, I know it's on
like
PS5.
To make
Is it
all of
also
this worse, we have an actual developer who worked on this having a full-on fucking meltdown about this game.
Oh,
they
really?
talked about their experience, they worked on the game, they're happy
He's
about
mad.
it. And then they started hiding replies to people, bringing up the fact that nobody cares about this. Pay me $8 to unhide your tweet. It's bizarre that they're even interacting with these individuals.
That's
yeah, let's see, nobody is buying and paying for it. Thank you, dog shit. Oh my gosh, that's so rude, so mean. But I mean, to be fair, this is the same individual. He deleted this comment, but I want to point this out. Again, this is the same tweet that we just went over. This is the reply that he deleted. Somebody said, "I'm so sorry, this has to be your first. I do not believe it is you or any of the other devs involved. this game has performed so poorly. I can tell a lot of effort was put into completing this game. It just came at the wrong time and genre.
God damn it.
I agree with that. They said,
The game, they started making the game like 8 years ago. So at the time, yeah, the fucking hero shooters were popular.
A bunch of talentless critiques hating on it.
But the trend's like
Fucking horrible thing to say.
getting annoying today.
I'm sure having fun playing it, and I wouldn't.
This is why you don't chase trends.
Because
Because by the time you finish the goddamn game, no one's going to want to play it. That trend's going to be over. Or people are going to be tired of it.
Right alongside Overwatch,
They're just going to play the games that survived that trend.
And they didn't
And
learn
not the
any
new
of the
shit.
lessons that this industry has provided over that span of time. It just keeps on happening. Obviously, it's not limited to this hero shooter genre, but the live service traffic, these developers, these AAA developers, spending hundreds of millions of dollars, just keep on going down this path. And I understand a little bit why with this game. They probably spent over $100 million, probably a giant, unrealistic
They spent
budget.
8 years making it, yeah. It's up there. They spent a lot of money.
But
it was a waste, sadly.
So much competition on the market from
Don't chase trends. This is why you got to make genuine games. Don't be chasing trends.
Then we have the Marvel Rivals coming later.
This is what happens.
There's many examples. There's other smaller ones I'm not even thinking of at the moment. And it brings Mark Kern, former developer of Blizzard, controversial.
Mark Kern, they got rid of him.
A lot of issues with some of the things he said.
Well, I think he left because Blizzard just sucks. And I don't blame him. Yeah, Blizzard sucks. Don't blame you for leaving Blizzard.
A while ago, he said PlayStation-owned studio Firewalks has heard your complaints about Concord and ignored them. Sources tell me internal emails show the Concord team shorting out the criticism of the characters as white noise and dismissing it
It is white noise.
in their own bubble. And again, based
In
on
more
what I
ways
played,
than one.
based on the fact that there was no changes at all to any of this, I believe it. I believe that this team doubled down, thinking that they were going to be able to, I guess, get past this. But this is a major part of the game. This is
We've
a
seen
major
that.
criticism that I guess they just ignored. Based on that last developer we just talked about and his stupid reaction, I fully believe it is a problem. Paul Tassi, infamous for his coverage of live service games, reports that it's going pro with Concord. But yeah, it's cooked. I'm sorry. I really, really feel for the Jets here. This is going to be very, very bad quickly. Looking at the initial numbers so far, it makes Suicide Squad look like a smash hit. It's fine. It blends Overwatch, Valorant, and Destiny, a lot of Destiny. But I cannot see it pulling anyone away from their main shooter at all. With a $40 price, it's just why? Spot on. And again, it's worth mentioning, this was today. Deadlock has finally been announced. It's still in early development. People are allowed to stream and play it now. They did this on the launch day of
Oh my God,
Concord,
dude.
which is this is like almost a major FU to Sony and Firewalk. I'm sure Valve doesn't actually give a shit because they saw the original. I mean, they saw the original, so who cares? But it's still funny timing in my opinion. Then we got Marvel's Rivals again. This is coming December 6th. All heroes free to play. And this is what a lot of people are going to be latching on to. You get iconic heroes, Thor, Spider-Man, Venom and all of that, Iron Man. People are going to be
that's a better
in
game.
heroes of the universe
That
that
Marvel
they actually care
game.
about. And then obviously say what you will, but
You can
still
actually see the
Overwatch
characters
2, which
as
has
a
been
third person.
dominating this market for years.
This is what everybody's always wanted out of Overwatch, the third
It's
person
still
mode.
going somewhat strong. We'll see if Deadlock can pull some of those players. But say what you want, there is no market. There is nobody. There's nothing really selling Concord. Except a massive paywall, which just makes it even worse because
It's a
nobody's
paywall?
going to give this game.
You gotta buy the
That's
game?
the takeaway everybody has right now.
You mean that game's not even
Gameplay
free?
is just decent, not good enough. The thing is, none of these characters are established. I can just read this really fast. There's nothing about these characters that you know about or interested in. It feels like they just have this to try to build some sort of interest in these characters, but there's nothing interesting about this universe. It's just knockoff Guardians of the Galaxy. There's another cutscene like this that starts off beforehand. It's the same thing. It just throws them in there. I guess they're free rangers. They pretty much just like there's nothing at all that I can even latch onto of interest. They're trying to make this sophisticated, but it's just very, very dull.
Sophisticated? Nothing about that game looks
I don't
sophisticated
know
to me.
anything about these characters, how they even came to be, how they came together, and
They were at a bar in one trailer.
they're trying to go for Overwatch, but I don't know. It baffles me. And then these are the free gunner options that we have at our disposal. I do think that in a hero shooter, it matters who your character is. The whole universe needs to be interesting. Immediately, Concord came off when its first trailers were, it just didn't look. You got this diverse lineup of very uninteresting personalities, and again, when you have Overwatch already exists, you have other hero shooters on the way which have giant audiences, you kind of have to be doing a lot more than just this. And, obviously, we've
fucking out of stamina. He would have been dead if I had stamina.
I think the one game that reminds me of all these characters is Bleeding Edge, and I don't think many people remember that game because it kind of quickly came and went. And I think that was developed, was it Ninja Theory or something? I don't remember, but it was a Microsoft hero shooter, and it didn't last long. But yeah, you got your diverse.
Oh yeah,
random
I know that
characters.
game. That wasn't a
Not
Ninja
really-
Theory
I mean,
game.
the look of the characters is just.
I forgot what it
just
was
nothing
called,
to
but
really
it also had like
latch
a big.
on to with interest.
They
That's
had-
really my takeaway with.
It was a big old
this
fat
entire
woman as
experience.
like
I'd argue that a lot of these
the
characters are
mascot
very
of the
boring
game.
in their demeanor and how they look.
What was
And
it called?
again, when you have games like
They didn't do-
Overwatch that already
people don't even
exist,
remember
Deadlock's
that
on the way,
game.
Marvel's Rivals releases later on this year, you can't be this mediocre. And again, this is not free to play. This costs $40. There's a reason why people don't want to cough up cash for something like this. And I understand that a lot of people in the gaming sphere are saying that we need to have multiplayer games that cost money, that are giving all this content and not going through the free-to-play monetization, battle passes, and all that.
Yeah, none of that.
Transaction stores, and I understand the perspective. But this is not the answer. My short time with Concord can be summarized as it's just all right. And I don't think
You can
all
jump
right
to
is enough in this
avoid
market,
that
especially
attack.
when you have
That's good to
free-to-play
know.
options available. I've already said as much about Overwatch in the past that's dominated the Euro shooter market for years. Deadlock just surprise release today. We're talking about
Oh, yeah, that's the, Valve
video.
game.
Marvel's Rivals is such a coming in
I don't have the
December.
stamina,
You
fuck.
cannot afford to be mediocre, and that is exactly what Concord is. The gameplay is, it's fun enough. I mean, the heroes, their abilities and such, they're cool, but there are issues. Gunplay is it's satisfying enough. I guess the map design actually think is pretty decent, but the movement is just atrociously slow on a lot of characters that I play it as. And the game modes that you have available, I guess they're fine. I mean, as somebody who's been spending a lot of my adult life playing Call of Duty, you have your kill confirmed, you have your domination, TDM, stuff like that. There's nothing too, I guess you could say, unique about this experience, and I think that's the big takeaway with Concord. If you're going to be charging people $40, there needs to be something that brings people in that you don't get with Overwatch, you don't get with Deadlock, and the other hero shooters on the market that I'm not even mentioning. Because some of these have existed for years, and a lot of the problems and issues I have with Concord, it feels like there's a free-to-play option available. And if I did need to bring up anything that is unique about Concord, it is the Galactic Guide, a unique way of telling lore, and progressive game where lore is provided. The problem with this is that nobody cares.
There's lore?
And the big thing I've seen other people arguing is that Concord is a new idea. We should be supporting new ideas like this. We should be supporting monetization that isn't necessarily free to play. This is a premium experience, and everything is going to be coming to you. You don't have to invest into a battle pass. But the problem is, you still have to give that $40 right away, and that is a major paywall for a lot of people. And as you can see, based on the activity I'm seeing on the
Where's my
PlayStation
lock
5, looks like a lot of people aren't jumping in for that. And yeah, I talked about it a second ago, with the servers being slow, not getting any activity. Day one, I am having more of those problems.
Jesus
Here's a great
Christ.
example of that. It's okay, the game's gonna eventually get through with the matchmaking. This is so embarrassing for a day one launch. Like, I don't personally believe this is server related. I genuinely think there's just no interest at all in this game.
So there's no
Holy
one
crap.
in the game. What a surprise.
Update.
Excuse me. We'll take a drink.
Still waiting. I think I have to cancel this. Hopefully get up. Hopefully this will help.
Is that the music?
There we go. Hey, it only took
Oh, he's trying to
4
get into
seconds.
the game.
Crap.
He's in the lobby, I
I did
guess.
want to check out this other rivalry mode, which I guess is no respawns and such, but yeah, I guess we're playing the game, so I guess that ain't gonna happen. Please understand, I am not exaggerating the fact that this game is just dead already, day one. Okay, I am curious if this maybe resets at 5 minutes. Does it do anything, or does it just maintain? Okay, well, So is there saving Concord? I do believe there is a path forward for Sony to turn this around, but you have to immediately go free to play, and I don't think
it's not even free to play. What a fucking miss.
Project for them.
They should have made it free to play at least.
And for some reason, they just don't understand this medium, especially with a hero shooter. I mean, everybody knew this is exactly what's going to happen. It's not very often that you just know a game's going to fail, but there's always that once in a blue moon, there's that specific game like Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. We all knew nobody was going to be jumping on that live service earlier this year. That's exactly what happened. People just weren't interested. And with this, once we saw those first trailers, the first gameplay, with those unappealing characters in the universe that nobody invested into, I just knew that Concord was going to bomb. And then the open beta happened this summer, and again, there was just no interest at all with that. There was a couple of dozen players, and here we launched it. The game can't even break 700 fucking players on Steam. That is atrocious.
It's on Steam? So it is on Steam.
Especially for a game that's been worked on for years. They should have known mid-development to turn things a little bit, different. But they just continued down this road.
This guy is pretty hard.
Inevitable failure. And that's where we're at right now. The game modes and everything that's supposed to be coming in the future, I just feel like eventually it's going to be, well, we're shutting things down in a couple.
Might need the respect.
I just don't see a path forward with this $40 paywall unless they immediately go free to play, just refund to everybody, and try to do some sort of cosmetic microtransactions in the future, maybe. Maybe they can help turn it around, but what they're doing right now, it's a recipe for disaster, and that's what this launch has been, an absolute disaster, total disaster, and yet another embarrassment for Sony, who just, for some reason, cannot get into the live service arena with any bit of success. As a non-Destiny player, I have seen a lot of comparisons people have been making between Concord and Destiny's gameplay, some saying that Concord is more comparable to Destiny's PvP, which is different than most of the other hero shooters on the market, which maybe that was what Firewalk Studios was going for, but it clearly has not worked, and has not clicked. Anyway,
I don't really care for Destiny.
That's
not going to make me play it.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, or if you found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this. I'll see you later.
Jeez, that combo lasts longer than I expected. Okay, I'm going to go to another window right quick. I'm also going to mute right quick. 1 second. All right, we're back. Listen to something else. This boss is lasting longer than I expected. They're talking about Dustborn. This game's all over the fucking social media now, but no one's playing it. It's more popular to talk about than to play this game. I don't know. I looked at the premise of this game. I liked the trailer I saw for it when they originally debuted the game. It looked like it might be a fun game, but then I looked into what it was being made for, and then I go look inside of the game, and then I look at the people who made it, and I'm like, well, it all adds up to why this is cringe. That's why this is cringe. That's why these people don't know how to write the people they decided to make the main characters in this fucking game. It all adds up. Right? For one, the fucking game is based off of. It was inspired by the 2016 Trump election. So already we're starting off on a bad foot. Like, ugh, why are we using Trump as and motivation for anything, good or bad, in the fucking video game? It's just gonna be cringe. It's not gonna age properly. I guess it would be proper for like a Call of Duty, because apparently all the Call of Duties have callbacks to the past presidents. I think what's the name? Bill Clinton's in the newest one. But no, that you don't make a game inspired by that. And there's apparently even references to JFK, but he's like vilified in the game for some reason. I mean, he did do some bad stuff, but he wasn't like he's not like fucking Bush or anything. He got assassinated for going against the CIA, or he wanted to tear the CIA down, and they decided to take him out. So I don't know. It's made by Norwegians. I don't think they understand a lot of the presidents, so they probably don't know enough about JFK and what his deal was, and they don't know anything about black people for sure. The main character is a dustborn, a black woman, and some other black people, or some supporting characters, or they're just some NPCs. And yeah, I don't think they've ever met a black person in their life because they're in Norway. So it explains why they wrote this black character all cringy. The game's cringy, I gotta say it. You know, maybe they'd like to get to know black people, but it's clear that they've never met a black person. So that's why that character is written weird. And I think they, I think they just think us black people go around just calling random people racist all day, on like just out in the world. We just go out. We're just gonna call any random person a racist. We're just gonna straight up tell them to. Not gonna question their arguments or anything. If we think something's racist, we're also gonna prime them first before we make any declaration. As speaking as a black person, we're not just being like tactless about any sort of presumption of someone who's being racist, and we're not just gonna outright state it every time. It's like the game's cringy. I don't know. It could have been good. It could have been a good. I mean, the gameplay looked decent when I first saw the trailer, but I don't know. The premise is just stupid and cringy. But I don't think I'll watch that video. I'll watch another one. It was a video about Dustborn. They're salty about Wukong. Oh, let's listen to this video. Oh, no, I don't want to watch that. Never mind. That's another bad video. From a bad channel. Bungie, A Dark History. Bungie exists in name only now. None of the people who made Bungie good are there anymore. $600 million in just 3 days. This is Mr. H reviews. I might watch that video. Yeah, school is a scam, I would say. Yeah. At least over in the West. Over here in America, our school is, they're not really trying to teach over here. It's deliberate. They're not trying to get people ready for the real world. Trying to make them like complicit wage slaves at best. We don't question anything. Don't use critical thinking. Google takes its biggest L. Oh, what's this about? Let's hear it. It's only 3 minutes though. I'm gonna be fighting this guy for longer than 3 minutes. It seems. Nobody wants modern games. This is from a day ago. I don't know this channel. They might be controversial, but we'll listen to it anyway. It's a 9-minute video.
Alright guys, I think we should check in on the modern audience, the wonderful, diverse, and inclusive video game developers that are making these games for this imaginary audience that we all know does not exist.
Oh, it's one of these.
Flintlock, which I feel like came out, a couple months ago now?
Well, when corporates say modern audience, they mean like an imaginary, untapped audience. But they don't know what people want in general. Even if they're trying to attack this market they think is untapped. They think that like the untapped market is like a hive mind, and they thus don't like anything that other people like. So we gotta be very monolithic with targeting. And it's just very cringy every attempt, and it's kind of insulting. But I'm not gonna watch that video. It's gonna be like some cringy political video for the sounds of it, the opener. Like all you gotta do is just make shit people like. It's like people from different demographics like good shit too. Just make shit that's good. They're not aliens. Never go full bend. What? I watched the 600 million video. That seems innocent enough, but I lost it now. I've noticed this thing with the whole argument with Wukong. There's been like some fake controversy from most of these Western people. It's a fake controversy because the game's Chinese. I definitively believe that's the reason for the fake controversy, and it's made by indie devs who aren't controlled by any sort of Western investors. So that's also part of it. The industry don't like that shit. So there was an artificial like campaign, but it backfired. So, and I noticed that whatever side you're on, like people try to turn this into like a right wing or left wing discussion, and it's really cringy. But it always happens with anything. Like I noticed that the grifters on each side, if they're trying to present as left, they'll say that the game's misogynist or some bullshit when it's not even true. They didn't even play the game. They don't even know the story or Journey to the West, and they're very Western Anglo-centric. So they're very hypocritical about what they call diverse or not. And all they know is Anglo-centric shit, and Western chauvinism. They think that the West should dominate any market and tell every other country what to do. Is what it is. So they're fake. And then you got the grifters on the right who, like, instead of just trying to cancel the thing that the fake grifters on the left are trying to cancel, they just they try to co-opt whatever they're canceling. So I know there's a lot of right wing grifters that try to jump on this game and support it just to oppose some people that are trying to present themselves as leftists or something, but not because they actually like the game. It's really cringy. But that's the tactic though. Over like the West does this. the Western intelligence. This is how they operate, and it gets spread to people who are just civilians, or grifters who are just trying to make money. They start it's either co-opting or canceling. These are the two tactics. to like prop up whatever fake message they're trying to prop up, whatever side, right wing or left wing. When none of them are needed, especially the Western political culture war arguments are not needed for this game. They're very useless and very reductive, and they need to go away. I'm tired of them. They don't make anything good. They don't improve anything. Okay. I can't find the video anymore. Okay, I'll just type something in search. I'm getting a lot of spoilers though, so I'm not gonna click some of this. I'm averting my eyes. I guess we'll look at this video. Force gaming.
Alright, so Black Myth Wukong just released this week, and oh boy, has it been a ride. The game came out swinging, already breaking records, reaching a peak concurrent count of 2.3 million players on Steam, and in the process, dethroning Dota 2, Lost Ark, Counter-Strike, and Palworld. It now sits in second place for the highest concurrent player count of all time, behind only PUBG. So yes, the game is very popular, and not only are there millions of people playing, most of them seem to really like it as well. Steam user reviews are overwhelmingly positive, with a whopping 96% rating, which is quite high. To put it in perspective, of the top 20 most played games on Steam, there are only 5 other games that have a rating over 90%, those being Elden Ring, Palworld, Valheim, Baldur's Gate 3, and Terraria, and Black Myth Wukong making it
My brother liked that
6th.
game.
Now, obviously, the game just came out, there's a lot of positive early reviews, and the review score could change over time, but man, with the high concurrent player count and the high review rating, the game is certainly off to a good start, and it's done this in spite of all the pre-release discourse around Black Myth Wukong's development studio and their oddly specific restrictions for streamers who were given codes, which included not discussing China, feminism, or COVID. Yeah, that went over super well, as you would expect, but despite...
No, that turned out to be fake. That email was fake, right? It was made by some journos. It was not from these devs, especially. It was never even stated to be from Game Science. It was suggested to be from like their Western promoters, but that turned out to not even be true. None of that stipulation was in the keys for this game. It's made up shit by some Westerners trying to insert some fake culture war discussion into this game.
All of that, we have got the second most popular Steam game ever, and overwhelmingly positive reviews. So yesterday, I spent the entire day playing Black Myth Wukong for myself, and I can tell you, I get it. This game is actually quite good. Or to put it precisely, it's just plain old, simple fun with good gameplay, it's relatively polished, and on top of that, it has no BS monetization. This is being the rare trifecta of success in the games industry nowadays. So I want to tell you a bit about the game, starting with a basic overview, and then my thoughts and impressions from what I've seen so far. Now, if you didn't know, Black Myth Wukong is a fairly linear action-adventure boss rush game that tells the mythological Chinese tale of Journey to the West. You play as the Destined One, traversing the lands, meeting intriguing characters, and eliminating any foes in your path, of which there are plenty. Combat amounts to alternating combos, applying heavy attacks with stances, mixing up your moveset and potential, along with a range of abilities that you unlock as you play. The first skill that you get is this incredibly useful freeze that immobilizes any enemy, including bosses, for a few seconds, letting you chip away at their health. As for defense, it is mostly all about dodging, with perfectly timed evades being heavily rewarded. You eventually also unlock a parry in the form of this stone form ability, giving you another defensive option, but there is no blocking. Really, you're just dodging all incoming.
No, you can get, there is like a parry. I've seen it. It's kind of, I don't know if you can get a full on block. I don't know if this guy is even beaten the game. But yeah, there's some parry shit in here.
Attacks. And then beyond your basic attacks and the handful of skills that you got, there are the transformations. Now, initially, you can turn into this pole arm wielding wolf, dishing out loads of fire damage.
Okay, he's giving spoilers, so I'm going to get off of that video. I already know about that transformation because that's the first one you get. But he's going to talk about some other ones that I don't want to know yet. This is Quasar77. I don't know if this is a good channel. I'll listen to it briefly. Although if it's got some bad shit in it, I'll just respond to it. That's all.
If you thought Concord was vocally stupid and degenerate, you have not seen Dustborn. My God.
I'm talking about Dustborn.
Hey, what's up, guys? Are here. So over the past couple of days since its release on the 19th, a lot of people have been talking about Black Myth Wukong. However, don't let the success of this game distract you from the fact that just one day later, another very impressive game was released. I'm of course talking about Game of the Year potential here, Dustborn. So a lot of people have been talking about this, including...
If you have not seen the trailer for Dustborn, save your sanity. Really? It is the most woke thing I have seen in a couple of years.
It's not woke to me. It looks like out of touch.
Some reviewers at IGN
Very out of touch.
A 7 out of 10 rating. Think about that. Just 1 point lower than Black Myth Wukong's 8 out of 10.
Damn right, IGN. They know what's up.
Like, if I could picture a game that's Scandinavian people who wanted to put on the optics of being woke, or who wanted to pretend like they're woke.
There's a reason why this game has gotten labeled the woke.
That's the game I would
Ugly
imagine.
black chicks, fat white chicks, NATO-divergent, autistic, ugly chicks. Small backpacks for looking like children. It is a true nightmare, okay?
Wait a minute.
It is a true nightmare. Pull my finger.
What game was he talking about?
Oh.
Let me rewind what he said.
There's a reason why this game has gotten labeled the woke.
Ugly black chicks, fat white chicks, NATO-divergent, autistic.
Oh, he's talking about the cover of the game. They didn't make the characters look flattering at all. They didn't try to make them look attractive from the looks of it. Like, when the man looks more feminine than the main character, that's I don't know. It doesn't look like they were trying to be.
Ugly chicks. Small backpacks.
I mean, the main character is
like
a woman,
children.
but the man looks more feminine than they do. It's like I hate this trend in any media where they like just try to remove the femininity of any black woman. This is a bad trend I've noticed for a long time. Whenever there's a black woman, especially if they're the only black woman, she can never be feminine. It's a different story if there's like multiple black women in the product, but usually, if there's a black woman at all, she's typically not allowed to be feminine or presented as feminine in any way or attractive. They got to make her look less attractive, cover up her beauty, shit like that. Have her hair covered, all this type of shit. It's annoying. Or shave her head. Like the fucking Marvel movies I noticed, like that fucking Black Panther movie. Yeah, the girlfriend has her hair covered, or his fucking bodyguard is just straight up bald. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? This is I see it too much too. It is annoying. But anyway, or even his girlfriend, she has short hair when her hair is not covered. So like they don't want black women to look feminine or show their beauty at all. And a lot of stuff.
It is a true nightmare, okay? Listen. It is a true nightmare. Pull my finger. This is the... Oh, save your soul, honestly.
Focused game ever, and I have to agree with that label, and quite predictably, with a title like that, it completely flopped. Dead on arrival, terrible release, and before we talk about the details of this game, I just want to make a little editorial note here. I have never seen a game with a digital footprint that is as cooked as Dustborn, okay? You can go to any social media platform right now, and they're making fun of this game. I feel like if you went to MySpace, you would see people making fun of Dustborn right now. So what is this
MySpace?
Here is the description on Steam. Dustborn is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game about hope, love, friendships, robots, and the power of words.
Yup, that's exactly everything I hate in my game. Very cool, Dustborn.
Yeah, you can barely attack with words in the game.
Anomal with the ability
And
to
you're in a
recognize
band,
language.
so you say.
Looking for a new life.
Weaponized language, bro. You know she's gonna call you the Otter, okay? Racist. Oh man, it's gonna be insane.
In the way out, PAX has been hired to transport an important package from Pacifica to Nova Scotia.
Like some very
across the
privileged white
justice-controlled
people in
American
Scandinavia
Republic. Sounds like a
who hang
legit
out in
reason for a
hipster
road
coffee
trip,
shops
right?
rate this game.
So basically they go on,
People
yada,
who've
yada,
never
yada.
met a black person in
I
their life.
hate these
I gotta say it.
these both games.
I just got to.
They describe
Yeah, that's why that game
and
turned
then
out the
they
way it did.
act like you're supposed to know what this means.
And they got the
I don't
Trump
know what
derangement
this
syndrome.
means.
I don't even like
All
Trump.
I can tell is
But the
that
weird
just
obsession
liberal
with Trump
America,
being
the
the
Republic,
Antichrist is odd
sounds
to me.
very awfully like
He's just another
probably
bad president.
fascist
Another
thing
puppet,
or whatever.
like the rest that we
It's gonna
got.
be great. Bash the bash. Hassan Vestry wherever. It's
Oh,
gonna
Hassan.
be well done.
He's talking about the
They
game?
say you're playing the role of a group of punks who are fighting back against the tyrannical American.
against fake loss.
I do like the name they gave America in the game, the Divided States of America, which I'd say is more
It
accurate.
may not look like it. May
That's
not
a more
sound
accurate
like
name for
they
the
care
country.
about the environment. And I think we should put
But other
limits
than
on
that, the game's not very
existences
clever.
like this
From what
because
I've
they
seen.
can also feel pain when they walk.
In the regime, and you're fighting them with words. That's super punk rock and awesome and cool. But anyways,
Yeah,
you see this section
it's
here about
cringy.
weaponized language. Boy, howdy, were they not misleading you with that. It is the main feature they're trying to sell you on with this game. So here's the section underneath says,
And by the way, if that doesn't sound bad enough already, basic songs. Yes, there's going to be song singing in this game. I hope you're ready.
power of words. Words have power, like actual power. Fight
Oh, really?
with shouts and use bots and conversations to manipulate people and talk your way out of scary situations. Craft new words.
So it's like Undertale.
Okay, listen, this is definitely how it's gonna go. Hulk, show us registration and ID because we require this. And your response is gonna be, that is offensive, racist, fascist, you Trump supporting Yahoo, get an education.
The game's supposed to be set in 2030. I wouldn't believe that Trump's still going to be. Well, I guess if he does win the presidency, he would still be president by then.
Wing wolf.
This is 2024 right now, so
Foreshadowing to the story here.
if he won.
You might see here.
Well, no, it's only like. No, he wouldn't be by 2030.
In this game,
Unless he gets 2
this is really
terms.
what happened.
I would be disappointed if it was
So he'd be out by
When you
2029
online
otherwise.
don't have real problems. You end up with something like
If he
this.
wins
But
this
there's two
election.
things they promote this game with, right? You have the description.
I don't think
and they
Trump
show
will
this.
be alive
The only
that
other
long.
thing they show
He's
you
already
is
getting
a
up there.
diverse cast of characters.
He's not that
So
much
basically,
younger
that's
than
all they
Biden.
have
He's
to
only
bring
like 3
to the
years
table.
younger.
I love it.
I don't think he got 2 more terms. Well, no, he can't do 2 terms because he already had a term. So the term he's doing, if he wins now, will be his last term. And he already had a term. He's just an incumbent.
But this one's bi, obviously, and this one's probably gay
Or
also.
non-incumbent.
And here
What do
we
you- I
have
forgot what you call it.
can't
When you
really tell
you
if
do
this
2
was
terms,
supposed
but
to
it
maybe
wasn't
be a
that
white
bad.
man, but that's still racist, so kind of make him black, and he's probably gay and dies in the first second. Okay, he's
Oh,
probably
wait a minute,
not
he's
gonna die in
talking.
the first second, but, point being, this one's bi.
A diverse cast of characters. So basically, that's all they have to bring to the table.
I love it. Look at this. Here we have empowered lesbian, empowered black lesbian, and pulled her through black hole Roomba, because obviously another
I
one.
mean, the orientation not the main issue with the game.
And this one's probably gay also.
It's just how shit's presented.
Can't really tell if this was supposed to maybe.
It's like it's the most cringiest execution I've ever
Kind of
seen.
make him black, and he's probably gay and dies in the first second. Okay, he's probably not gonna die.
They might do that
second.
stereotype.
Point being,
That there's words being used as weapons and a diverse cast of characters. Like, that's great. But anyways, who made this, right? Who is behind this? Well, it is a Norwegian indie studio made.
Yeah, they're from Norway.
Now, what is their
So that explains a lot. They don't know how to write black people because there's no black people really in
I'm
Norway.
gonna have to go
Very few,
with
anyway.
being the social fabric of society, so degeneracy can spread all over it, and no actions have ever consequences against, so everyone can just, completely destroy every family value out there. That's gonna be my guess.
We know, based on a representative who revealed, that this game was largely inspired by the election of Donald Trump. Yes, the 2006 American.
Yeah, that's what they said their inspiration was. It's really cringy. That's not going to be my motivation for making a
These
game.
people got so mad about Trump
Or any product,
that
any
they
story.
made this game based off of it. Basically, this is their coping mechanism. Okay, this game was literally.
You know what I think a lot of the issue is? It has a lot to do with Edward Bernays, stuff like this. And the whole discussion around Wukong as well. There's some Edward Bernaysian type of activity going on.
Let that sink in and look at the effects on art when basically that is the primary motivation you're working on. It turns out to be a pretty bad product. Now, let's go to the 20th. This is the official release date of Dustborn. You can see the official launch trailer was released on YouTube.
Spot the game, dude.
What?
I mean, did you spot it? I see anyone.
What did he say?
With 77,000 views, that's pretty solid, but you'll notice it only has 500 likes. That is a very disproportionately low amount of likes for that many views. It's because people are clowning on this game. These are just the first comments that show up. I'm not sure.
It looks like a parody game. Every time I see anything from the game, it looks like it's parody. But I don't know. I guess they were being straight faced with their message.
Sounds are bankrupt / lost. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game by
Oh, that's some troll.
More comments on here than players on Steam. All this swearing in the trailer, it's like a middle school kid trying to prove they're tough. And they weren't kidding with this section right here about more comments on here than players on Steam, because here's the official results.
I mean, what did you expect? The most crazy part by the degenerate, completely mind-altered, the lost cause of the left is the fact that
I don't think the devs are really
they
leftist.
support this, but only two person may be tweeting.
I think they're just really white,
But they will never buy
gentrified
it. And
people
some people are
who
like,
are, whose
what's happened to
politics
the
and
crazy
stances
asylum
are
market?
based on
Yeah,
trends
let's do that. Sounds like a
and
great idea. And
They
then
don't
do,
really-
and this is the result.
they're not really infected by
And
any
you
of the
know
stances
in
they're
their own
taking
circles,
from a
this was
socioeconomic
touted as
standpoint.
probably the next
They only
big
adopt
hit.
positions
You know that in their
to fit into their little friend group or to be popular on social media, because most of the peasantry are not wealthy people from Scandinavia, wealthy white people from Scandinavia. A lot of the people are black and brown who exist out in the general public. There's more black and brown people in America, especially compared to white people. Even though they want to say the white people are the majority, they're still outnumbered by the non-white people collectively. And I would doubt a lot of the numbers about the white people being the majority here, especially because they like to lie on statistics to try to inflate the importance of people who settled over here, came here through settling and not being indigenous to the continent, which white people are not indigenous to the continent. So it doesn't make sense for them to outnumber most of the people from here, most of the natives. most of the indigenous, on top of bringing people who aren't white over here, or them coming over here and settling, in a similar manner. It doesn't make sense for white people to outnumber all of them plus the indigenous. It never made sense. So they're lying a lot, I believe, in these statistics. Some people just don't count to them because they don't want them to count. They don't want to serve those people. And then you got, there's another thing I wanted to bring up, but I forgot now. Oh well. Well, it'll come up.
Whole damn circles, this was like, oh my god, this is going to be the best game ever, everyone's going to play it. They legitimately probably thought this is going to be played by tens of millions. The absolute
This game never looked like it was going to have millions of people.
reality.
I always thought it was going to have
It
like a
peaked
mixed
out at
audience.
76 players. They could barely fill a corner of a cafeteria.
I was going to try it because when I saw the trailer, it looked like it was alright. But I didn't have enough context.
Total waste of time. And also,
Now I do. It's like really cringy.
A perfect flop. I wouldn't call this a wonderful flop at all.
though, there are some scenes of this game that are going viral on Twitter because how just outrageous they are. So, this is like a 90-second clip. I just want you guys to watch a small sample of what you can see in Dustborn.
Fellow you're with. Black kid, dressed like a writer.
Can't believe you interrupted me in the air. Shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Are racist.
Damn! Whoa.
I mean, cops are racist, but they have her be so cringy about it.
Damn.
Like the second or third time I've said this.
Like CJ didn't go around calling the cops
South Park parody. In fact, I
racist
think reality
randomly
is starting to get
fucking
even more
right at their
ridiculous
final
than the
season.
South Park parodies because
It was just a given they were racist, and they wanted to target him because he was a
this whole
former writer,
is literally
not a writer, a ball.
what they had in South Park The Fractured But Whole with the microaggression function. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, I can't think of anything
Yeah,
that
man,
really
Samuel
captures
Jackson's character
the
was just like his
modern
character
Western
from
gaming industry
from
than this
Django.
right here. This is the consequences of allowing studios like this to create games unquestioned for.
Why? They're just gonna go bankrupt, and that's it. I love studios going bankrupt. If you make this, just go bankrupt. I love them making games like this. I personally adore this. One, it's hilarious. Two, it's gonna be a disaster. Three, no one cares at the end of the day. We're just gonna have a laugh for a second, and there you go. It is what it is.
So long, and the fact
And
that games.
considering how bad these people are with dealing with, not getting their way, you can bet your bottom biscuit some of them have not approved the jail already after the horrible disaster this game is. And I support that.
Journalists and those like them have been promoting this stuff. It's an absolute joke. This took years to produce, and this is the outcome. And it's
Years? Really? That game?
Right
It's like a fucking Unity game.
How
It took years?
outlandish this whole thing is. And on top of that, some people
How big is the fucking dev studio? They made Dreamfall.
Savvy here who ripped
They're not unseasoned. They made other shit. They made that Conan game as well.
She played for 7 hours. She dedicated 7 hours and probably years of her sanity to give a review. And she
No, he's not gonna be. This was the most painful thing I had ever met in a sub review. But I gave it a fair shot and 7 hours of my time. The real tax dollars funded this. Tax dollars funded this. Oh boy. And I feel like
They got a grant to make the game too. They didn't even use their own funds. They got a government grant to make their games. Not even just that game. But just, I don't know if they got a grant to make that game. They got a grant to make their other games. Like Dreamfall, they got a grant to make it. And I think Conan as well. They didn't even have to invest their own money. But I guess Dustborn also got a grant. This seems to be like a trend over in the Scandinavian region.
By your tax dollars, it doesn't matter.
The Witcher game got a
It's
grant
better,
as well, I
honestly, they
believe.
sponsored this than some kind of African school for
And
feminism.
Cyberpunk as well.
And she's not lying. Like many other DEI initiatives and woke games, this was funded by the government. They got
Yeah, all their games are though. It's not even just that game. So
for this game.
this is good that I'm watching. So you got to give context to arguments like this. That's just a trend with all the games that Devil made. They all get the fucking government grant.
That's where my tax dollars are going.
Not because this
in
game
many
is
different
DEI
countries,
or
but
whatever.
these studios that are using these DEI initiatives,
They got it for
getting
their
government
coding
funding as a result. But on top of that, I just want to pause and read the reviews.
You gotta refute stupid comments like this.
Here that is hilarious. On the one hand, you have the most positive.
They're trying to create some political argument. Oh, it's because it's DEI. You got a government.
Okay, let's do the positive.
This
one.
is how they do things.
I like the story and the comic book art style. I really wish these types of games would let you reload and try different dialogue options. Every type of Western
Like DEI is not even based on government
one
money.
save file.
It's based on
It's really
BlackRock
difficult to
money.
go back to certain
Most of
points
the time.
and make a different choice.
That's not the
Japanese
government.
visual novels had this figured out 20 years ago. Why is this so difficult to implement?
Although
Now,
they
let's
do
read the
influence
most
governments.
recent review.
But that's not why they gave them that fucking money. They
This
just
game
did that with all
completely
their
changed
games.
my life. After only 10 minutes of playing, I started to question not only my own gender, but also developed a taste for pudgy women with blue dyed hair. I
Oh,
quit
boy.
my job.
That's
and
my
I'll spend all
fetish.
day doing nothing but playing Dustborn, watching the
I like
Acolyte,
big
and
bones,
waiting for the
Smurf women.
communist revolution. Also giving
Damn right, I also
No.
watched the Acolyte. It was horrible. No.
monkeypox. 10 out of 10 would buy again. Phenomenal. That was some poetry right there. But you get the point. A lot of people are clowning on this game. But you know who's not clowning on this game? IGN. Like I said earlier in the video.
IGN is not going to clown on this video. It's IGN. It's a lost cause. Anyway, that's it. Bye-bye. That was the next edition.
You mother. Why are you fucking stun locking me, you little pussy? I hate when they do that when I'm trying to freeze them. This guy runs out of my fucking combo too much. I don't like it. Stop doing that shit. Pussy. What the fuck, dude? What the? Oh my god, it interrupted my fucking jump attack. What a little puss. Oh, you slick bitch. You're almost dead. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna pause too. Oh, I can't pause. It's a cutscene. You got a big ass hand. Why your hand so big? Or it was just the egg. No. That's his other hand is giant for some reason. No, I don't know. It's got weird proportions. 1 second. We'll click on another fucking video. Yeah, that was a dumb video. But good to comment on at least. When gaslighting and name calling goes wrong. Oh, this is about Wukong, Deadpool, and the Acolyte. This might be an interesting video. I want to listen to it from this channel called Mike Hollow. I don't know if it's a good channel or not. Might be some grifter channel, but I'll listen to it anyway.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the world. I hope you guys are doing okay. So for some time now, there has been a lot of garbage being put out on TV, being put out in the gaming world, and being put out on cinemas. And I actually think that we are on the cusp of some real positive change amongst all three of these things. Not just changing the gaming world and the cinema and television screen, because it's been a long time coming. I actually think these activists may have actually broken the camel's back this time. Now you've got success for Deadpool, you've had success for Black Myth Wukong, you've had the cancellation of Star Wars Acolyte after one season. All of these things come from one thing. People will respond to things that have been made that love it here. They will also refuse to show up the things that don't feel like they've been made any love. They will talk things that look like absolute garbage. They don't like things.
Hard to see his ass.
Now let's start off with with the new Star Wars show, the Star Wars Acolyte. The show was absolutely destroyed by its core fan base and has now been cancelled after one season. I've got some tweets and I want you guys to get an understanding of where I'm coming from with all of this. So the first one is from an individual called Reese, and it says, y'all cancelled the one Star Wars show that had potential. Y'all seen a black actor in the lead role and took it as the show being woke. One of the best storytelling for Star Wars.
I think that was some of the motivation. Some people were just calling it woke because it was a black woman. But it's just a bad show anyway, because Disney don't make anything good. It was bad in spite of the comments about it, you know, having a black main character.
The show wasn't cancelled by incels who had an issue with a woman in the show, or several women in the show.
Yeah, it didn't get any views at the end of the day. No one wanted to watch it.
People tweeting these things are basically
it wasn't a good show either. I watched like 8 episodes and I didn't like it.
Because nobody watched the show. It has to be that. There's no other way to
then I saw some clips
the
and
show
I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
by yourself or people that share
This shit ain't flattering to any black people at all.
Now, just to be clear, I do not think the
This
majority
isn't shit
of Star
written
Wars fans are
by
racist.
any black
I think
person.
that's ridiculous. I
No
do
black
think
person
most
would
of
like
them know
this.
garbage when they see
Unless
it,
they're
and
like
apparently
fucking
the Acolyte
Uncle
was part
Ruckus.
of garbage. Now, I haven't seen the Acolyte myself. I tuned out Star Wars quite some time ago, but the basic rule of thumb is if people are not turning up for your show, then that means
They're talking about the
they
Acolyte.
likely catered it to an
That
audience
fucking
that
Star
just
Wars
isn't
shit.
there. Surely, if the amount of black and Asian people watching it was high, the show would have done well.
Yeah, they had
Maybe there
Asian
was an
characters in there
abundance
too.
of black and
No
Asian
Asians
people
liked
that
it either.
did watch it because Star Wars is a
Apparently,
worldwide
no one
phenomenon,
watched
and they thought this is hot garbage. I want to read you this quick tweet as
But
well.
they don't.
It says,
I don't think they
"Jokes
were
aside, I'm
flattering
part of
any
the
character in
demographic
there
the
that
Acolyte
wasn't
was trying
black.
to hit. The direction Kathleen
It's not a good
Kennedy
show.
was taking Star Wars was to appeal to women and specifically women of color so we can all see ourselves. The truth is, I've been a fan from as far back as I can remember. There was nothing wrong with Star Wars. I didn't want it to be more.
Like Star Wars was already diverse, man. Like I don't know why they're pretending like they're reinventing the wheel by saying how, like bragging about how diverse they are. Like this was never a problem of Star Wars. There's been black people in Star Wars since the fucking original series, the original movies. We had Lando Calrissian. We had Mace Windu and the prequels. Those were good characters, way more respectable than the black characters they got in the new shit. Just make characters like them again. What's the problem? Why they gotta make them shitty? They just all of a sudden making them shitty now. Like everybody liked Mace Windu from that micro series that they made for Star Wars. Everybody was like geeking at that fucking video. People do that to this day. Talk about how fucking cool Mace Windu was in that fucking shit. That D.D. Tarkovsky animated micro series. He was the best part of that fucking micro series. And General Grievous too. He was way cooler in that micro series than the fucking movie. General Grievous isn't black, but he was just a cool villain.
Did I watch that film and cringe? Absolutely not. They were telling a story.
I'm talking over him. I guess I'll listen to him. He talks about Wukong in this too. That's why I even played it. This video, but he's talking about Star Wars right now because it's about multiple things. And apparently, it's going to loop back into a discussion of Wukong. He's playing Wukong while he talks too. It's just the funny thing. He's also playing it. I think he's on the same boss I am. What the fuck? Oh no, he's fighting that giant. He's fighting the Wandering White. Actually, he hasn't gotten far yet. Woman King. I didn't like that movie. That's another movie where the black woman can't be feminine, and they also like embellished on that story. They say it's based on like a true story, but it was embellished. There's a lot of shit's made up, and you can't trust a lot of these white own studios to like be accurate with anything that has to do with accurate black history to begin with, or other countries where black people are from. They ain't gonna be accurate with it. So they're already ain't accurate in the textbooks we have over here. Damn sure ain't gonna be that way when it comes to entertainment.
that came out in 2007 based on black youth and their challenges in the education system back in 1935.
And that was the Denzel Washington movie. That's one of the movies that got him popular.
Did I watch that film and cringe? Absolutely not.
That was a good movie, yeah. We watched that I watched that as a kid with my family. That Denzel Washington movie where he was like a teacher. The Great Debaters, yeah. That's what the movie was called. See, they wrote black people better in older shit. So there's like a recent trend where they're just not trying to write black people in an endearing or genuine way. It's really fucking annoying. It's the modern writing. That's the problem. Millennial writing. And I think it's not just millennial writing. I think it's just the issue is that my generation and the following generation, like Gen Z and Alpha, are very susceptible and influenced by corporate sort of corporate co-opting and commercialism. And it kind of gets into the shit that they're creating. And I don't know if they notice it or not, or they're just so opportunist and money hungry that they just go along with the co-opting. But let me read something about Edward Bernays, because I think that fits into this discussion. And I brought him up earlier. But I'm going to look up Edward Bernays right quick and read some descriptions about him. Edward Bernays. Okay, he's an old head from the old dead. He's dead now. But he's responsible for a lot of the evil shit you see that's still going on today. He was born in 1891. He died in 1995. This evil bastard lived that fucking long. But yeah, he was an American pioneer in the field of public relations, PR, right? So that fake shit, basically. And propaganda. Okay? This is how this guy is described. Both of these lovely things. Right? An American pioneer in the field of PR and propaganda. And they go hand in hand. And referred to in his obituary as the father of public relations, PR. His best known campaigns include a 1929 effort to promote female smoking by branding cigarettes as feminist. Okay? So we see all this pantomime about feminism or something being misogynist. It's probably not genuine, and it's probably coming from a guy like this, an Edward Bernays type. Okay? That's probably where it's coming from. It's not a genuine campaign. So when I'm hearing all this shit about Wukong, they're saying this game is misogynist. I'm picturing an Edward Bernays puppeting the buttocks of some fat white woman who's saying this. Because that's who said this. Some fat white woman who doesn't know a lick of Chinese said this. And I'm thinking she's got some Edward Bernays puppeting her asshole, making her say this shit for some agenda for some very vested people. All right. He also, torches of freedom are what cigarettes are called. These unhealthy things were promoted to women. So, because they wanted to get a new market. All right. So when they pretend to care about diversity, what they're saying is that they want to just sell more awful shit to more people. That's all they mean. They don't care about your freedom. They want to just sell you garbage, sell you poison. They want to rip you off more. That's what they mean. And they also want to co-opt your message. We're going to read more into this about how he operates. Okay, in his work for the United Fruit Company, that evil-ass company, that front for militarism, and basically a CIA cutout. Yeah, it was... Oh, they even bring it up. Okay, his work for the United Fruit Company. This guy is evil as fuck. In the 1950s, connected with the CIA orchestrated overthrow of the democratically elected Guatemalan government. okay, in 1954. These are the people behind a lot of what you're being told is diverse, or the fronts for diversity. They're not diverse. They don't care about diversity. They care about overthrowing democratically elected governments that aren't, taking it up the ass from American industries, right? They like to strong arm other industries and take them over. They can't do that to China, but they can try to do that to stuff coming out of China, where they like just try to smear it. Like I think a lot of why they're smearing this game is because, it's coming from a market that the U.S. does not actually control. Okay, he worked for dozens of major American corporations, including Procter and Gamble and General Electric. These other evil ass corporations. And for government agencies, of course, he was a government asset. Politicians and 501c nonprofit organizations, which are always just fronts for not paying taxes, and investments disguised as philanthropy. That's what nonprofits are mainly used for. They are investments that a bunch of wealthy people don't want people to know are investments. They want them to be disguised as philanthropy. So they'll create a nonprofit. And it's also a good way to not have to pay taxes. The nonprofits are not taxed. But his uncle was psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud. Okay. He's also related to that asset. Sigmund Freud was an asset as well. For the fascist, the capitalist. So it's no surprise that Edward Bernays is related to him. Of his many books crystallizing public opinion, 1923, and Propaganda. He wrote a book straight up called Propaganda in 1928. He was like a fucking pioneer of propaganda. Right? A lot of what you hear about propaganda, you can, thank this guy for. All the tactics of propaganda. 1928. Gained special attention as early efforts to define and theorize the field of public relations, citing works of writers such as Gustave Le Bon, Wilfred Trotter, Walter Lippmann, all these evil people. I recognize quite a few of these names. And Sigmund Freud, his own double uncle. He's related to Sigmund Freud. So yeah, I already mentioned that. This is uncle. This is double uncle. I don't know how double uncle works, but that's how they describe him. Let me click on this. It's highlighted, so I need this explained. What the fuck is a double uncle? A man who is one's uncle in two different ways. A brother of one parent and a brother-in-law of the other. What the fuck? There's some incest going on? Because that's the only way that makes sense. Like, huh? Huh? I don't know, man. It's weird. That doesn't make sense to me. I gotta look more into that. Okay. He described the masses of irrational and subject to herd instinct. These are all highlighted terms. The masses is a highlighted term, and herd instinct is a highlighted term. So have you ever heard those? These are a lot of Edward Bernays idioms. Edward Bernays idioms are descriptors. And he outlined how skilled practitioners could use crowd psychology, another highlighted term, and psychoanalysis to control them in desired ways. Bernays later synthesized many of these ideas in his post-war book, Public Relations, 1945, which outlines the science of managing information released to the public. This is very important right here. All right, because this gets into a lot of what you see going on, a lot of the fake decrees of diversity or accusations of being misogynist or, not diverse enough. It's coming from these fake people. It's coming from this tactic that's going to be described. There's real, situations where, there are misogynist people who aren't who don't want black people and brown people or Asian people, but there are people who like to co-opt fake decrees and fake designations, and they try to control what the peasants say and control their thought leaders and their community leaders. That gets into this, which outlines the science of managing information released to the public by an organization in a manner most advantageous to the organization. So basically, they control how information gets out or control the discussion around information. So as, the people that are being discussed in the information, they can just make themselves look better. He does this by first providing an overview of the history of public relations and then provides insight into its application. Bernays was named one of the 100 most influential Americans of the 20th century by Life magazine. He was subject to a full-length biography by Larry Tye entitled The Father of Spin. You know what? I can probably read this while I play the game. I can just, if I just shrink some of the text, I can read it in full. I can multitask like that. And then I'm going to play more of this video. Let me get into his tactics. There's a section about his tactics, philosophy, scientific approach. Okay, techniques. Okay, third parties is what I wanted to bring up. We'll read about that. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Let me mute right quick. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I can read this while playing. At least this section. Technique. Edward Bernays, this is one of the techniques. The use of third parties. Bernays argued that the covert use of third parties was morally legitimate because those parties were morally autonomous actors. If you can influence the leaders, each with or without their conscious cooperation, you automatically influence the group which they sway. All right, this is a tactic used. This is what I'm talking about. If you use a third party that's unattached to, that's not necessarily attached to the people who are being criticized, you can use them to influence the rabble, the peasant masses who notice the evil corporate overlords, basically. You automatically influence the group which they sway. He said, in order to promote sale of bacon, for example, he conducted research and found that the American public ate very light breakfast of coffee and orange juice. Okay, I died. Fuck. I was doing pretty decently. Bacon, for example, very light breakfast of coffee, maybe a roll and orange juice. He went to his physician and found that a heavy breakfast was sounder from the standpoint of health than a light breakfast because the body loses energy during the night and needs it during the day. Well, we're not really going to be looking at that one. We're going to look at the other shit. Describing the response to his campaign for ivory soap, Bernays wrote as if actuated by the pressure of a button. People began working for the client instead of the client begging for people to buy. Businesses found that these covert methods irresistible. Strother, Walker, and Paul Sklar wrote in Business Finds Its Voice that Bernays had offered a solution to popular skepticism of businesses, which arose in the Depression. Yeah, I bet a lot of people were skeptical of businesses during the Depression, big business especially. Yeah, everything went to shit. The Depression was a shitty era. People were questioning the robber barons at that point in the banks. All right. Better to implant an idea in a group leader's mind and let him spread it than to write up an idea and send it to the papers as a release in the old-fashioned way. So this quote right here is very important. This is what's going on. You hear these claims coming from people, you know, where they're basically trying to co-opt actual movements and discussions. Like, you know, discussions about, you know, sexual relations and or race or religion, culture, stuff like that. But it all comes down to this: to implant an idea in a group leader's mind and let him spread it, than to write up an idea. It is better, is what they're saying. The tactic of using third parties, all right, to implement an idea in a group leader's mind and let him spread it, than to write up an idea and send it to the papers as a release. All right? It's basically just easier to co-opt people, is what this quote is saying, than it is to just write up some sort of paper or something. So that's what's going on, is what I'm saying. That's what's going on in entertainment and media in general, social media. There's a lot of people trying to co-opt ideas and movements, and the people are like being influenced by Edward Bernays types. People who work for big business vested interests, the military, basically. The CIA. That's my hypothesis. There's also the scientific approach. They've co-opted science too. This is what I was pointing out a lot during COVID that a lot of people didn't get. And if I pointed out people like Edward Bernays at the time, I probably would have had more success convincing people at that time who I was talking to. But unfortunately, like especially my fucking job, I had to leave my job because of a lot of the shit they were doing. Well, I got fired really because, or not fired, let go, more like it. But still, I probably could have had a better success and could have stayed if I pointed out stuff like this and brought up points like this and some of the other receipts I had. Bernays pioneered the public relations industry's use of mass psychology and other social sciences to design its public persuasion campaigns. If we understand the mechanism and motives, of the mind, is it not possible to control? Is it not possible to control the regiment, the masses, according to our will without their knowing about it? Okay, this is what they're saying. Bernays pioneered the public relations industry's use of mass psychology. Okay? A lot of, like, the modern term for this is called mass psychosis, basically. And other social sciences to aid its public persuasion campaigns. If we understand the mechanism and motives of the group mind, is it not possible to control and regiment the masses according to our will without their knowing about it? And they use science to do this very thing that was just read here. The recent practice of propaganda has proved that it is possible, at least up to a certain point and within certain limits. Or they use the impression of science. You can lie a lot in statistics and results, especially when they're not controlled results. They're not controlled experiments. He later called this scientific technique of opinion molding the engineering of consent. Okay? Manufacturing consent is basically what this is. Engineering of consent is just manufacturing consent. That's the modern term for it, and it's not a good thing. Bernays expanded on Walter Lippmann's concept of stereotype. These guys use a lot of racial, cultural, and gendered type of controversies as weapons, basically. They use them to separate the masses and keep them from organizing and to control them, basically. Or arguing that predictable elements could be manipulated for mass effects. But instead of a mind, universal literacy has given the common man a rubber stamp. So it sucks that they can read, is what he's saying. But if we can control what they read and give them a bunch of bullshit, we can manipulate what they think. All right? This is what this is. A rubber stamp inked with advertising slogans, with editorials, with published scientific data, with the trivialities of tabloids and the profundities of history, but quite innocent of original thought. Whoops. Each man's rubber stamp is the twin of millions of others, so they all believe the same thing. They want it to be like a hive mind, is what they're saying. So that when these millions are exposed to the same stimuli, all receive identical imprints. The amazing readiness with which large masses accept this process is probably accounted for by the fact that no attempt is made to convince them that black is white. Instead, their preconceived hazy ideas that a certain gray is almost black or almost white are brought into sharper focus. Their prejudices, notions, and convictions are used as a starting point, with the result that they are drawn by a thread into passionate adherence to a given mental picture. This is why you got to question a lot of accepted claims in science, or even not even just science, but things in general like history. This is why you got to question. Because people like this know that they can use science or history as a way to manipulate what the masses think. They are targeting these things to control what people think and fall for. They don't care about being accurate. They care about controlling people. Not only, this is why you got to question. This is why I was saying, during COVID, people needed to question things more. Not only psychology, but sociology played an important role for the Public Relations Council. According to Bernays, the individual is a cell organized into the social unit. Touch a nerve at a sensitive spot, and you get an automatic response from certain specific members of the organism. All right, that's a lot of what's going on here. And what's being discussed in this video is what I believe. A lot of the discussion or fake outrage is basically this shit that I was reading about. Bernays touted the idea that the masses are driven by factors outside their conscious understanding, and therefore their minds can and should be manipulated by the capable few. Intelligent men must realize that propaganda is the modern instrument by which they can fight for productive ends and help to bring order out of chaos. So basically they're saying the chosen elite should basically control what happens. You control what is the truth or not. Okay? Control what is accepted science. The people shouldn't be able to question them. That's what this is saying. He's saying it's all right to manipulate the mind of the masses, so long as the elite get what they want. This is what this is basically saying, right? What I just read. All right. Bernays touted the idea that the masses are driven by factors outside their conscious understanding, and therefore that their minds can and should be manipulated. That's what it says. He's saying it's okay to manipulate the minds of the peasant masses by the capable few, the elite. That's what they're talking about. The wealthy elite, the plutocrats. All right? The fascists, basically. Intelligent men must realize that propaganda is the modern instrument. Okay, he's telling them they need to use that as an instrument. Propaganda, not facts. Propaganda was portrayed as the only alternative to chaos. Lies is the only alternative to chaos. What they deem chaos is basically the peasant masses opposing their masters. That's what they see as chaos. Right? We should be able to invade Guatemala with our fruit companies and kill their leaders and do a bunch of death squads to the peasants. Okay? We should be allowed to do that. That's not chaos. That's order. Right? We should be able to kill the brown people, is what this is saying, and take their resources. One way Bernays reconciled manipulation with liberalism was his claim that the human masses would inevitably succumb to manipulation, and therefore the good propagandist could compete with the evil, the good propagandist, without incurring marginal moral costs. Marginal. Brown people, they're not really people, so it's fine. You know, in his view, the minority which uses this power is increasingly intelligent. It's the minority, the rulers, the owners. Okay, the oligarchs. It works more and more on behalf of ideas that are socially constructive. Right. So don't feign, social issues to control the masses. All right. Don't feign civil rights to control the masses or the impression of civil rights. But they're not really trying to help people systemically in any way. Unlike some other early public relations practitioners, Bernays advocated centralization and planning, as long as it's controlled by the wealthy people, right? Not the peasant masses, not actual democracy. Take your place at the peace table. A clear appeal for a form of mild corporate socialism. Corporate socialism is fascism. It's not socialism at all. That's what that is. That's fascism. Right. One second. If it's not a dictatorship of the proletariat, it's not socialism. Not really. That's fascism. That's Nazi shit. Yeah, the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government. Right? This is what is described as the shadow government, or these are terms for it today. But an invisible government is basically an unaccountable sort of rulers. All right, that's what this is really about. Unaccountable rulers who can do whatever the fuck they want. They don't actually serve the people. Right? They'll feign serving the people, but this is what the invisible government is. What they're doing is what's really going on. This is what the government really advocates. Is basically what that's about. Right? They're self-serving, wealthy, elite control. Fascism basically. It is the true ruling power of our country. They are the true rulers, is what this is saying. We are governed. Our minds are molded, our taste formed, our ideas suggested largely by men we have never heard of. This is a logical result in the way in which our democratic society is organized. It's not democratic though, because these are guys that are the ones deciding everything. Right? we have the illusion of democracy. Vast numbers of human beings must cooperate in this manner if they are to live together as a smoothly functioning society. In almost every act of our daily lives, whether in the sphere of politics or business, in our social conduct or our ethical thinking, we are dominated by relatively small numbers of persons who understand the mental processes and social patterns. This is evil fascism. That's all this is. This is from his propaganda book. This was written in there. He's advocating for doing propaganda. The elite minorities should do it. The wealthy people, right? The wealthy people are outnumbered by the peasant masses, so they're considered a minority. But they should run everything, is what this book is advocating. And they should be able to lie to the people. Right? So we don't have chaos. What he deems chaos is, the peasant masses deciding their society. And not, not being killed by the white people who want to take your resources. Right? That's chaos. Who understand that the mental processes and social patterns of the masses. It is they who pull the wires which control the public mind. All right. I'm going to get back to the video and play the game. I kind of went off on a tangent. But I think it was important to describe, this is how your rulers think, the people who actually run shit think. This is how they are operating in everything you consume. All of your media, all of your social media, even, they're on there. All right? They are influencing a lot of what you're seeing. So you got to be resolute and aware so as to not be swayed or fooled by a lot of their propaganda that they're trying to do. All right? So I'm going to play this. The video I was watching is called When Gaslighting and Name Calling Goes Wrong, the Pop Culture Renaissance is Coming. I mean, the Renaissance may be coming, but I don't think it's coming from the West. The West has failed because their agendas are evil. So we're going to see a renaissance from some other places.
In the film that came out in 2007 based on black youth and their challenges in the education system back in 1935. Did I watch that film and cringe? Absolutely not. They were telling a story accurate to the time, and the actor in that film, which was Denzel, and his co-stars were absolutely phenomenal. Do you know why The Woman King was not well received? It retold the history of that period, and it did it in a laughable manner. You only need to do a quick Google search to understand what I'm talking about. It felt forced, it felt contrived, and
Woman King was bad.
Pushed down our throats. It has nothing to do with Viola Davis.
My mom didn't like it.
She's amazing. I saw her in Fences. It's not very often that Denzel Washington meets his match on screen, but if you've seen that film, you know how great she was in that role, and as an actress in general. So please never get twisted. It all comes down to how you put something across. Audiences aren't stupid, and blaming on others makes no sense. Blame yourself. Blame the people that follow your train. Where are they? Why did they not show up for the afterlife? Are they incapable of watching it, of reviewing it? Of course not. The audience doesn't exist. Disney lost money on the show. Companies, corporations, businesses, whatever it might be, do not pull the plug on things that are making them a profit. That just does not happen. Why do you think we get a FIFA, WWE, or COD game every year? Despite the quality of these games and the controversies that might surround those qualities, people show up for them. If people didn't, they might be forced to stop and think about their next move. And I say this respectfully. Please take your head out of your backside and look around. The audience for this kind of Star Wars doesn't exist. If it did, they'd have shown up. If it didn't, they are out there, why wouldn't we watch it? If it was so good, they should have been. My eyes do the exact same thing that yours does. My ears hear just like yours. And my fingers ache for having keyboards just like yours. So where will your positive be? People that want a return to form for Star Wars outweigh those that want acolyte-style shows. An incel can't cancel it, but your friends are tuning in to support
yeah, the incels are a reason. Acolyte failed. Where are all the non-incels? Are all the women not? Are they all incels too?
It was cancelled because it was the lowest.
Where were the women audience?
Disney Plus app, and it cost a fortune to make. That is an example of someone that understands
the show costs like hundreds of millions to make. No wonder.
Victim complex and
Not a good investment.
For your TV shows, and they will remain.
This is why a lot of the Marvel shows fail. They also were too expensive, and they weren't good.
Just another example of toxic internet.
It's a problem Disney has. Investing a lot of money in shit products.
My favorite piece of Star Wars content by Sony didn't deserve to be acted. It did deserve to be acted because there was nobody watching it. That is how TV shows work. It doesn't matter what I say on this video. If there was an audience for it, I would have to shut up. There was not an audience for it. If there was, speaking of showing out, we're all excited for the new sequel level. And whilst I can't show you the footage for copyright reasons, the creator of the show came out on stage and announced it's coming to Amazon. And while doing so, started tearing up. Everyone in the audience could see the plot for the project, and immediately the trailer looked very good. You can bet your ass that we're going to show up for this show, and if it's good, it will be praised accordingly. The guy apparently made Love, Death and Robots, so I have extremely high expectations given the fact that Love, Death and Robots was actually brilliant. Support the show,
geometry
is going to be good, and people will stick around. It's that simple. And if this show sucks, we will let them know it's that simple. Moving on to movies, and this really centers around the MCU, which dominates cinema a lot.
But MCU has the same problem.
It feels like Marvel has had a huge identity crisis. They forgot what made them special, started churning out way too many TV shows, and
too many shows that work good. Star Wars is having the same problem.
It felt like the fun was lost, and in its place was a sewage trail of dumpster fire, wannabe comedies, hell
I don't have it anymore.
leading us the message. And if we decided to not watch these shows, they would have taken. She-Hulk cancelled after one season. Now
She-Hulk was not a good show.
Bigoted and misogynistic men, and the reason it was cancelled is because they did not show up to support it because it's centered around women.
You can't just keep blaming the misogynistic men. Because the women should fill the fucking audience then. Where was the women audience?
If women cared about Jennifer Walters as much as dudes,
They didn't like the show either?
why did it fail?
Why not?
Probably because people don't care
Maybe it's
about her
because
as much
the
as
show's
they
just not good.
women included, and Marvel did a hilariously poor job in trying to get people to relate with the character. Do you really think it was men that solely made the MCU as much of a success as it was during the golden 10 years, or do you think women
Yeah, some of that She-Hulk show was just bad. None of the Marvel shows are good. I hate all of them.
And they stopped showing up.
That's the fucking problem. They suck.
All of these men are bigots, then where the hell were all the women when they started?
Exactly. Where were
Are
they?
they bigots as well?
They're just using the Edward Bernays tactic. That's all it is. They don't care about women. They don't care about misogyny. They're full of shit. They want to just use it as a defense for their show. But shaming people's not going to get views. It's not going to get an audience.
I wonder how many of you ladies went to watch the Marvels. I'm guessing
It's not going to work.
it was a box office bomb. Were these women capable of going to the movies to support this film? Did their boyfriends or fathers not give them permission? Of course not. The fact that they disregard women like this actually makes me laugh. Women have the
Their fathers told them not to watch the show. That's what it was. They forced them not to watch it.
Same goes for TV shows. Nobody's stopping you from turning to TV and supporting these shows where they are female-centric. They're not supporting them. I'm guessing, though, that a lot of you women have seen Deadpool and Wolverine, the highest grossing.
Yeah, that movie made like $1 billion. So pretty sure a lot of women saw that. The fucking Deadpool, Wolverine. And I had my issues with that movie, but I gotta say, I'd rather watch it than a lot of the other Marvel shit going on right now.
Films for an audience that again was not there, and it backfired. Luckily for Marvel Jesus, aka Ryan Reynolds, aka Deadpool.
He might as well be Marvel Jesus, sure. Give him that dumb title. He's making better shit than Marvel is right now.
The audience I'm referring to is the one that likes to be handed to, like there are lots of populace just being given shelter. Now that Deadpool and Wolverine has basically proven that people still want to watch superhero films, I'm sure Marvel are going to wake up to start.
Deadpool is more than a superhero film. Let's be real. Deadpool is kind of out of pocket. It's kind of an all over the place type of movie too. And a lot of the fourth wall breaking is a big factor.
The game industry as a whole right now. Black Myth, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, Hogwarts Legacy, just a few examples of gamers showing up. Suicide Squad, Forspoken, Overwatch 2, and a slew of other games really behind the microtransactions, bad storytelling.
What the fuck? The timing is weird. I'm just gonna fuck him up.
Saying no to rubbish. The thing that made me laugh the most about the Wukong
I can't believe it.
controversy was people saying majority of the players are based in China, as if Chinese gamers don't matter as much as the rest of us. And the thing is,
Bullshit.
China hasn't had the best track record when it comes to games and coming through with a worthwhile investment.
Well, there's a reason for China not having a track record with games. The market was closed due to the Cold War for a long time. The artificial Cold War that was going on for so long was why China was behind in the things like the gaming market. But that gap's been closed at this point, and now China's getting more into the gaming scene, and I'm all for it. I don't like the West dominating all media. It's not a good thing. I trust the West much less than I do China. I just gotta say it. China's not invading anybody or bombing anybody. They also have better trade deals, especially with global South countries. They're not going to global South countries to steal their resources. They're doing actual trade with them, right? They're not bombing the people over there like the fucking white countries are. So I don't want to hear any bullshit about how evil China is. Come from these wealthy white people, bougie, fat white women in their coffee shops talking about how misogynist this game is. They can go fuck themselves, right? They need to look at their own countries. So fat because they're so spoiled. Want to wag fingers at another country.
These franchises are very Genshin impacty games, but nothing that caught people's attention like Black Myth. And of course, that's where it's going to be played the most. The game is about a Chinese fairy tale. Did you think the majority of the player base was going to be in the US or UK? Let's actually be real here. Either way, as of now, it has sold 4.5 million copies globally across all platforms. Gamers show up to support something that matters. The funniest thing about all of this is the people that tried their best to destroy this game. Some of them, like the individual that wrote the slanderous article about game science, started blocking people and then decided to do a runner from Twitter altogether. And even after all of that, they continue to peddle the myth.
Yeah, that shitty IG or
I really would like to encourage folks to read my and Kihoon's article from October, which is linked elsewhere.
Okay, I might show this video.
Or read summaries, but really read it.
Listen to this.
I think a lot of what's happened since we published it has gone on to prove the point of the article.
Listen to this bougie woman from the West trying to shame. And she's not even fucking owning up to the fact that she mistranslated. So fucking stuck up and up her own ass. She's doing Edward Bernays shit. She needs to be called out for it.
Really would like to encourage folks to read my and Kihoon's article from October, which is linked elsewhere in the thread. Not just skim or read summaries, but really read it. I think a lot of what's happened since we published it has gone on to prove the point of the article. It's not that the game itself is sexist. It seems fine from what I've heard, though I haven't...
You haven't even played the game, so why are you going to tell everybody else they need to fully read your shit when you haven't even actually investigated the game at all? She said, I feel the game. I've heard things about the game. What the fuck are you talking about? You're a hypocrite. She made a complete fucking smear against the game without knowing shit about it, is what you're saying. Yeah, the game's misogynist. I mean, I've heard things. What the fuck are you talking about?
I think a lot of what's happened since we published it has gone on to prove the point of the article. It's not that the game itself is sexist. It seems fine from what I've heard, though I haven't played it yet.
From what I've heard, I haven't played it. It's not didn't even fucking play it. You published something you didn't. You published something about something you didn't fucking play at all. You think it's accurate though? What the fuck are you talking about?
Fine from what I've heard, though I haven't played it yet, so I cannot fully say. It's not even that the whole studio is toxic.
High?
I have no idea.
The literal title of the article she made.
How Black Myth Wukong developers' history of sexism.
Oh, this is a quote from the Asmongold clip that I got to give props to that Asmongold editor at least. At least he pointed out they were making up bullshit and they mistranslated. And like this is on their fucking forum. I think it's Reset Era where she wrote this. But it's so dumb because she didn't even play the damn thing.
is complicating its journey to the West.
It's a deep dive into the toxic community that has sprung up around the game due to the ways its founders engaged online, and how that community has spiraled out of...
Due to the way the founders have engaged on... No, they're reacting to what you wrote. The devs didn't do anything. Everything you said that the devs did is like a lie. The devs have never said anything misogynist. This is made up. It's a mistranslation.
...of control ever since. For all the weirdos online claiming our article was Google translated, completely untrue, or debunked. What part of it was untrue, LOL?
Again, the original
where was it debunked? He's showing the receipts.
Translation makes no logical sense, given the nature of the post being a self-critique. I want to expand my circle and hire more people.
Yeah, they did a 1-to-1 comparison to the Google Translate in what she wrote. So that is what they did. All right? This white woman's never learned to lick a Mandarin. So, yeah, I'm not going to trust anything she's saying.
Can't get an erection. Anyone reading?
I haven't heard any Chinese women say that they're sexist or be offended by the game. So, fuck what this lady's saying.
Instantly think the founder is a pervert, but an actual good faith interpretation would be, I wanted to expand my circle.
It's an idiom. The people, dumb white people from the West don't know they don't know every idiom of the world. And it's not even even if you want to say that's a literal thing he's saying, instead of just being an idiom. It's not even a sexist. You can say it's crass, but it's not a sexist comment at all.
Hire more people, but people were brown nosing me so much that I wasn't even able to function anymore.
Everyone has really just gone on to prove over and over that Black Myth Wukong's online community is infested with sexism, and its developers at best don't care.
It was never about protecting women. It was never about...
Okay, Edward Bernays.
There was an agenda here, and they failed miserably. Well, hilariously...
Go suck on those freedom sticks.
We can see the
fucking liar.
There are even people that come into my comment section on Black Myth videos, and they'll
freedom
say,
torches is what they call the
studio. They were saying nasty things about women and doing nasty
Yes, women, you'll be empowered by smoking these freedom torches. She probably would unironically fall for that shit if they did that shit today. But I don't know, she's a disingenuous actress, so probably not. She'll say it though.
They're like, I'm gonna make my comment now and keep moving it. It just looks stupid every single time to do it. All of this to say, it doesn't matter what I say at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what the journalists say. The only thing that matters, and the constant, undeniable truth in all of this, is the wallet. The wallet reveals the truth, and that's what it is to it. You people can try your best to call people names, pretend that female audience have no agency, act like gamers are all mad, ungrateful people, but no matter what you say, all of this proves that people will go where they believe the quality is, and don't get me wrong, you may fool people sometimes, but doing that is becoming harder and harder. If I find out that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on a game for one of these narrative consulting agencies, I'm not going to buy it. It saves me money. If I find out Kotaku doesn't like the game, it piques my interest.
Well, Sweet Baby ain't gonna be the fucking kiss of death for me. Like, they only have so much influence on how the game's made. People can take their suggestions or hear them, you know. But that doesn't mean that they're actually gonna listen to them. So I'm not, just because I've heard that they consulted with them, I'm not necessarily gonna not play a game just because of that.
I'd just like to say that the pendulum...
There's so many consultants and groups. It's not like everything that's made or that just because somebody may have taught it was
clear where the market is going, it's very clear where the culture is going, and it's very clear what the sentiments are now. So keep doing it. Destroy your studios. Put out rubbish for an audience that isn't there. Send out bullshit tweets about bigots.
But I don't trust a lot of
women don't also
like Sweet Baby Inc. is like a Bernays company
that
I
don't
trust.
For the rest of us, we'll be here waiting, and we will continue to purchase products and watch films that are worth our time. Take care, guys. Have a good day. And peace.
They're just like sweet babies for BlackRock. And BlackRock are the real people trying to like do Edward Bernays shit. Trying to control what the peasant masses are talking about. So they can control anything they're doing. When corporations are taking interest in, civil rights issues, you gotta be leery. You gotta be, a bit skeptical. big multinational corporations that are ran by predominantly wealthy white guys. You gotta be suspicious. I just gotta say, all right, that's what BlackRock is. So I'm very much doubting that they really care about the black people or the peasant masses. And you got to look at their activity and things beyond even media. BlackRock has done a lot of predatory things in regard to businesses and real estate and even our healthcare. So that's how I first got informed about them. I noticed what they were doing in healthcare because I worked in healthcare, and the COVID shit was going on, and they were very active during COVID. BlackRock. The shit they were active in was corporatizing hospitals and pushing a lot of for-profit practices, not for health practices, which is why we got a lot of the bad outcomes we got during COVID. Not for any genuine reason. Oh, this disease is just so powerful. No, it's not this fucking felated disease. It's because of business practices. That's really what it was. They shut down a lot of hospitals. People don't realize. Yeah, BlackRock, they're so good. They shut down a lot of hospitals for profits. We didn't have enough beds. Well, thank BlackRock for that instead of congratulating them. Just to watch another thing about Wukong. There's a woman in the fucking photo over here. There's a cutscene. There's multiple women in this damn game. So people who said I played 40 hours, I didn't see any women. Well, they're lying. You didn't play the game. Or you didn't get past the title screen after 40 hours. You just left it on to make it look like you played it a long time. So when people question you, but you got to look at achievements. Like what achievements do these people saying this even have? Where is Chandler from Mr. I don't know who the fuck Chandler is. Okay, what is going on? Okay, this is another from Mr. Matty Plays. He's a big content creator. I guess I'll look at it.
Finally, I got that window. I've been going a million miles a minute, and that's
Wait a minute.
Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today. I hope this video finds you extremely well after a nice weekend.
I gotta
Maybe
change
you
my
got some time to
contents.
detach, do a little R&R, or hopefully a little time to recover is coming up for you. I know finally I got that window. I've been going a million miles a minute, and that's going to pick back up in just a few short days now, but I was just going so fast between content creation, game development meetings, and they were just ramping up at the same time. It was a lot. But I had a moment to just breathe this past weekend. It was really nice, so I hope you get that moment as well. Now, this is an exciting week. We're talking about Gamescom, opening our live meeting.
Oh yeah,
Gameplay,
this is from like 2 days ago.
All that good stuff. But we're not really starting off on the most positive foot here.
I was gonna look at Gamescom, but they didn't really show anything impressive, so I didn't really want to watch.
And as someone who's very invested in the business side of the games industry, I just like to analyze.
I mean, I don't want to react to it or
Content
anything.
creator and game publisher, influencer and game publisher, the differences between those, press and game publisher, and the differences between those, the tiers. A lot of this situation with Black Myth Wukong kind of exposes that. We also have a little bit of an interesting situation on the review front that I wanted to talk about. So this is going to be more of discussing the games industry as a whole when it comes to being a business, and just some thoughts on that before we get to a lot more fun stuff later on in the week. Now, on the note of Black Myth Wukong, just a bit of housekeeping here, not to hold you up too much, but just to let you know what's going on the review front.
a lot of you were asking, like, no Black Myth Wukong review, Maddie, what's going on? I want to check out some more reviews from you, and I appreciate those of you who sent comments and tweets. It's really sweet. I definitely want to do more reviews. I just had to make a kind of what I call a business decision this summer, which was really focusing time on game development in exchange for doing more news coverage, review cases.
It's making a game.
What I like to typically do, which is more review coverage. I love reviews. It's my favorite thing to do. And so I apologize for the slowdown, but you're going to see it gradually ramp up. So that meant I skipped games that were less interesting to me, like Flintlock. Black Myth Wukong, I'm not really super excited about. It looks great, but just not looking like the game I'm trying to play right now. So
you're
expecting
lame.
to ramp up on the review front soon.
That's fine.
Starting with something like Star Wars Outlaws, but
yeah, go play that
I just want to
game.
make sure I gave an update.
Go play Star Wars Outlaws. They canceled.
Sorry for bowing out for a little bit on that.
Beyond Good and
I
Evil
just want to
2.
begin at the top with the review situation for Black Myth Wukong. So, reviews for Black Myth Wukong are in and overall pretty good. Some surprisingly low ones, like this reaching as low as 6, was kind of stunning.
That's the IGN
But
review.
I think I get where some reviewers are coming from. Now, I'm not interested in reviewing reviews. I've tried
The
to
IGN review
just like
deducted points because of not enough
But what I do want to talk
diversity.
about is where these scores fall, and one thing that's
Fake
consistent
shit.
among all these reviewers is noting that they were all on PC, and that there were a level of technical issues. Now that's important.
Yeah, I fixed some of mine though. Only get issues when I'm streaming now, but otherwise it's pretty fine.
For a review copy, that you kind of just take what's given
Running
to
better
you,
than it
unless
was.
you get a review copy at all. Take it as someone who's been doing this for 13, 14
Just
years.
upgrade your
I'm
drivers,
still struggling
people.
to get into contact with certain companies just to do my job. Just be like, hey, I want to review the next big game from you. And most times you're just straight up ghosting. And I'd like to say I have a decent online presence that gives these support a response, not to sound entitled. But yeah, it's really tough to just scratch and claw your way to a code. So when you do get a code, you kind of just take what you get. Oh, you gave me Xbox, you gave me Switch? Sure, I need that code. There are other outlets like IGN that are reported like a dozen codes at once, and they guides, and reviews, and all that stuff. So they take up a lot of the codes, and apparently there's a limited amount to figure out. But yeah, there is a little bit of priority in that, which we'll get into between the content creator as well as the press. Still, as I was saying, Cyberpunk 2077 was such a valuable lesson for us to learn. So when they say something like, oh, PS4 and Xbox One codes aren't available for Cyberpunk, there was a time you just kind of shrugged your shoulders and go, okay. But then you now learn with what Cyberpunk did with its last-gen versions, yeah, maybe we should ask a little more questions on that front as to why certain things aren't available. That brings us to this article from PlayStation Lifestyle titled Lack of Black Myth Wukong PS5 Reviews Causes Concern. Black Myth Wukong PS5 reviews are nowhere to be found with less than 24 hours left to launch, and players are understandably concerned. We're not going to get to the assortment of controversy that developer game science has found itself surrounded by, but it is genuinely
The only reason for that is
the
because of
studio
fake
chose to
controversy.
release some shoddy PS5 gameplay over the weekend, presumably to quell said concerns. They also continue on saying, full disclosure, our network was one of those who specifically requested a PS5 code for Black Myth Wukong. Like everyone else, we were told that the request could not be accommodated at this time. All the Black Myth Wukong reviews that we've read thus far are tested for the PC version. So with that, it does cause some concern for the PS5 version of the game. There is gameplay out now. I have it on screen. That came from IGN China, and I don't think it looks shoddy. I think that's a pretty ragged definition for what's there. I think YouTube file compression does a lot to these games in a negative way, and I hope you
Yeah,
one day
the YouTube compression, it kind of fucks things up.
maybe getting decent quality out of the game you're showing off, but never have I ever made a review where I feel like the video I'm putting out on a visual front is really displaying how beautiful certain games can be, and I think art style lends itself a little bit better in that manner of speaking. But also there were people noting, like, camera cuts. Are they chopping out frame dips? There was one point where there was a lot of VFX on screen, and it looked like the performance dipped ever so slightly. It's possible, because it's also...
You're talking about PS5. I'm going to get off of this.
I don't know.
I don't have a
it's
fucking
really
console.
rash to assume things look
I'm never going to
awful
buy a
because of
PS5.
this. I also think it's fair.
Not even for Bloodborne. They're already like doing a good job of porting over Bloodborne right now. The work is going very fast. At the very least, we might be able to play it in full within a few months, if not a year. At the rate they're going. So yeah, I'm never buying a PS5. One of the only reasons I would ever buy a fucking PlayStation, it's going to be solved at this rate. So let's go to another video. They hate gamers. Black Myth Wukong insane coat from video game journals reaches peak cringe. Let's hear it. It's from this guy named John Delarose. I don't know if he's a good channel or not. We're gonna listen to it and counter any dumb shit either way. So I'm gonna listen to
it. The cope is incredible about Black Myth Wukong's success. Of course, they've gone out of their way in the mainstream media to just try to decry this game as sexist, as not very good. They've tried every single tack. I mean,
the game's so sexist.
Can't speak to enough of how crazy
I'm still traumatized by the wife beating scene.
Gaming now, it's even hitting the regular media with Rolling Stone,
and the barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen mini game.
Why is the game so controversial? You see in the subline right here, technical issues, spotty development history, contentious fan base have marred the hype around the Chinese release. Has it though? I mean, this game is doing absolutely bonkers sales. As we reported yesterday, it reached 10 million units sold. That's a crazy amount from a developer that's mostly unheard of. And if you look at it and you want to compare it to like our biggest AAA studios and things like that, Ubisoft took 2 years to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla up to the 20 million mark. This is at the 10 million mark. It's half of that. It's been
Fuck Valhalla.
That's absolutely crazy to think about. So
I didn't like that game.
While it does make sense for games to maybe wait out things for a patch or something like that as games come out, because they do every single studio at this point without really enough beta testing. Let's be honest. I really hate that about the video game industry in general. It does actually mire play. But, despite that, the game's not been really panned on that level except for certain bad actors within the media. And they're still going. There's a couple different things I want to go over this article today because it's really wild stuff. All right. My name's John Delarose, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about these important things in culture. I'd like you guys to know that I am a content creator myself. I make my own graphic novels, and this is my ever graphic novel. It is on Kickstarter right now. And if you want to support the channel, support our artistic efforts, it is a wonderful, wonderful book. You'll love this if you're a fan of like Star Wars, Warhammer 40K. We're definitely doing honor to the great classics of the past and having a lot of fun to do so. You can see it's tremendous success already, and we appreciate you being there and backing us already. This is in the description below. Thank you guys so much.
What the fuck? Why did I get hit? He's frozen. What the fuck, game? I got hit?
Latest article.
Okay, fuck this
game. The expectations are sky high. 2020, teasing an action RPG, breathtaking graphics, and the world based on the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West. And so, 6 years of development released on August 20th. Causing a stir from the sheer number of players amassed in just a few days. Now, the first thing
we missed
that I heard about this right now, to be an epic cope for people who are just trying to lambast this game, is I'm seeing this narrative go around. Yeah, it's 10 million gamers, but 97% of them are from China. And I'm sitting here going, scratch my head on this.
Bullshit.
Here's where they're from. You have 10 million
it's a dumb argument.
This game. That's insane.
Yeah, no.
It's like,
it is.
Can you imagine just like
yeah, the Asians don't matter as much as the Anglos in the West is what they're trying to say. That's what that argument is. It's very arrogant.
We've also got like about 15% coming from Europe, which is pretty high.
It's pretty, I know it is. Fucking high. They're coping.
So, and I appreciate that. If it was the other way around and it was 85% from Europe, 15% from Europe, I wouldn't be sitting there denigrating Europe. This is the thing.
Oh, I got
exactly what they're doing in the gaming media.
I'm gonna turn him off now.
That some people are.
Finally beat his ass.
I'm nearly my brother's eyes and ears. I feign my loyalty to God's path on the bear's order. Your destiny is bleak and dark. In its grip, we share the mark. The Guanyin temple now lies in cinder. The elder soul endure. The roots
What's going on, bro? You don't feel so good, I guess. You got Thanos snapped. Jade Fang, huh? I did see the bells. And one more. I rang 2 of them. Okay, then. So, yeah. Good thing I did ring those bells when I saw them. I would have forgot where to go back to. So, one more. We need one more bell. Is there a bell over here? What a beautiful area. Oh, my God. This place is beautiful. There's another area over here. Let's go here first. Nothing there. What about here? No. Is this progress? The Black Wind Cave. Oh. I might find a Black Wind guy here. He's been mentioned a lot. Let's go here first. Might not be anything, but we'll see. Because that looks like progress. This game is opening up a bit more than I was expecting. It's not too linear. I'm getting some branching paths. But what is this, a bell? Is that a bell? Hey, buddies. No need to get up. Don't worry. Okay, come on, guys. I said there's no need. But I need some fucking level up. It's kind of unfortunate that bosses don't automatically give you sparks. You'd think they would. But I guess they give you like will, and I think will increases your spark. Depending on how much you have collectively. Oh, you don't look so good, dude. Can I help you down? Can I help you? Are you alive still? That's not a comfortable way to sleep. Poor thing. So these wolves, they're not very kind to all the wolves. There's some factions. Which makes sense. Not all humans are nice to each other either. This is a bell. This is the last bell. I want to see what's here before I do that. Good thing I did come over here. Shit. Okay. Whoops. Volume is really low. I need to turn it up. Yeah, since I've made progress, I'm going to just focus on the game now. Until I get to a section where I get stuck. I only like to listen to videos if I'm stuck on something, like a boss. I really want to get engrossed in the story. Oh, I got an Achivo. Enduring Echoes. I guess because I rang all 3 bells. Obsession? Where are we going? Are we being transported? Oh, we're back at the Guanyin Temple. Are we in the past? Is this like Sekiro, where you go back to the past? Oh my god, this game's crazy. There's some surprises here, okay? Some little hidey holes here. Oh, we've been here, but it's like, it's dark now. Why is it dark? This is where we fought the boss, the wolf boss. Okay, we got another grace. Yeah, we do need that anyway. This might be like a past version of the temple, is what I'm assuming. Because it says ancient Guanyin temple. So that would just make sense. Correct. What can we craft? Can we craft a weapon? The fuck is this? Oh, we can make this? Massively enhanced when fighting in water? We could have used this against the fucking boss. Sure. Handy and hardy. Okay. Can we make any more armor? No. Oh, we can! We got new shit. Yeah. This looks good. I want to make it. It looks so clean. Yes, put it on. What else can we make? These yeah, I like these better. These are better arm braces. What do the legs look like? These are nice too, actually. No, go back. Yeah, we're putting these on. Yeah, put them on. We're making the entire set. At least they do have the courtesy to ask me if I want to put them on. That's very sweet. Oh, we can make brew? That's a new one. What do we do with this? Using the gourd moderately. Oh, it increases the poison resistance. Oh. Brew of Bravery. We got an achievement for that. Okay. Okay, I guess that's just automatic. Huh. Do I gotta equip it? I don't know. What's in the store? That'd be new shit here. Oh, there is, actually. Silk. And Yao Guai core. But this is for weapon making. This is good then. We need to come back here when we have more gold. So we do got some good shit in the store now. Longevity decoction. Oh, really? That's good. Increases maximum health for a long duration. That would be good for boss fights. And yeah, that. Okay. We actually got some good shit in the store. Let's level up too. Yeah, dude, this looks good. I wish you could like separate the pants and the robes though. Like, but it's fine. It still looks good. Like, what if I want to mix and match the pants with a different robe? And the mask really goes with this look. And I got a new staff. Good lord. Dude, we're looking so clean. Okay. Let's level up. Self-advance. We do need more stamina, really, to be honest. Okay. What does this do? Oh, that's for the light finisher. I've not leveled up health at all. I probably should. I don't know. I don't even know what 4 Banes is. You know what? I'm going to save my levels. I need to upgrade my transformations. My transformations have been neglected too long. So we're going to save that spark for when I have... Oh, it's a chest. Some gold in here. Usually there is. What was it? Guanyan's prayer beads, huh? Wait a minute. Is that some clothes I can put? Let me turn up the volume too. That's what I was originally meaning to do, and I forgot all about it. Okay. Slightly low. Effects. Dialogue especially. And also need to turn it up manually on my machine. Have it slightly low on the machine. Okay. I just hope it's not too overpowering. Okay, so we got something else in our inventory. I think there was... Oh yeah, there's some... So we should probably put this on then. But they're worse than the shit we just made. And they don't even have attributes. Like, this massively reduces stamina cost when in water. So this would have been good in that other area. This only gives me defense. Oh, these are the ones I started with. These are the new ones I got. The one with red, the Guanyan's prayer beads. Oh, so these are better, actually. So we should just put these on. Absorbing the lingering will. It moderately increases maximum health and mana for a long duration. Oh, shit. These are way better. They got better stats and better attribute. Better effect. And they look cooler, I gotta say. The color, I like the color on these more, but these do look cooler. Yeah, thanks, Guanyan. Another woman from the journey to the West Hill. Okay, is there anything over here? Last time there was like some will. But there's none here. Okay. Oh, there is will in those jars. It's so damn dark over here. Yeah, this is why it's good to break jars, if there is will in this. I think the jars actually wine jars. And they give you will because you get drunk. You get courage when you get drunk. You get more will, basically. Let's go upstairs. Wonder who's in here. Is there another boss? Maybe an NPC? Maybe it's Guanyan. This is her temple. Oh, it's another one of these fucking wandering whites. It is a boss. Elder Genshi?
Oh, finally then, the free bell shine. Disciples come, for they hear travelers of
You're adorable. He's a Simpson-kin. It's Homer.
And I recognize your odor.
He can't see. He's blind. I smell good, bitch.
You're back?
I killed one of your friends, or was that you?
It must be you who took that Messiah. Now give it back.
Josiah, huh? Oh, we got some ads, damn it. They're slow, though. I could probably, just, oh, he killed him. Oh, no, he didn't. They're back. He just calm down, sir. Yeah, this is a boss rush. I'm already fighting another boss. I'm all about it, though. Oh, shit. I mean, he fights just like his brother. I can handle him, though. No problem to me. The fuck are you guys doing? He's absorbing them. The fuck? This is crazy. What do they do when you absorb them? They just all heal. Ah! Dodging right is the best way to avoid that. I shouldn't have dodged left. For some reason. I guess because it's coming from his right hand. So yeah. Oh. Oh, it's that guy's problem. I should turn into his brother to get, maybe he'll try some more diplomacy if I show him his brother. Probably not, though. What the fuck? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I knocked him down, too. Even better. Oh, really? Oh, he has more going on than his brother does, though, I must say. Okay, he's got a second form. I knew it. Oh, shit. Oh my god. He's a real Buddha. I can't lock onto him. Why? The fuck is this? Are you like Renala? Oh, I gotta kill these guys. They give him more power. That's why you can't lock onto him. Don't you dare give him more power, you son of a bitch. It's my power. I can't lock onto these zombies, though. What the fuck's going on? Stop it! Oh, he gains health. What the fuck? He's gaining health. Fucking bitch. Asshole. Okay. This guy is way worse than his brother. I don't like it. They're exploding. They're kamikazes. Shut up! Oh my god, that jump kick is a motherfucker, dude. It can one-shot you through that jump kick. You probably has some violence. Okay, it's time to stop fucking around. What a son of a bitch. There's more tell for his little Tommy hair, though. That's really good. What the fuck? I was trying to freeze him. Okay, we almost got him, though. It won't be so hard. Okay. I'm gonna listen to a video while I fight him. He's a cooler version of that other guy we fought. I do gotta say, he's way cooler. And he talks, too. This is a fun-ass fight. All things considered. He's annoying, but it's fun. Okay, we're gonna listen to the... Yeah, I just stopped it in the middle, so we're still on that video.
Are more equal than other people, which is really weird because these are the same people who are just like, hey, diversity.
Okay. Turn down the volume a little bit while I listen to that shit. Man, this game is cool. I gotta leave in about an hour, so one more hour and I gotta get out of here. Damn, I love this game. I might come back and play it later, at like really late at night when I get back. I don't know what time I'll be back, but if it's early enough, I'll play it. Okay, play that video.
Diversity, equity, and where they're from. You have 10 million people in people buying this game. That's insane.
Yeah.
it's like you know, can you imagine just
Don't
like
sleep on this
caring
game.
about like where your audience comes from? It's pretty interesting. I mean, if I look at my sales and all that, I'd say 80% come from the U.S., which I appreciate, you guys. I've also got like about 15% come from Europe, which is pretty high, especially considering shipping prices and things like that over there. So, and I appreciate that. If it was the other way around and it was 85% from Europe, 15% from Europe, I wouldn't be sitting there denigrating Europe. This is a thing. But this is exactly what they're doing in the gaming media. They're just pretending that some people are more equal than other people, which is really weird.
Yeah,
these
I
are
don't
the
like
same
that.
people who are just like, hey,
It's
diversity,
gross.
equity, and inclusivity. You know, we all need to do better, be more
Yeah,
inclusive.
them Asians don't
Isn't
matter.
that the opposite of inclusive?
Only
if you're,
white
if you're
people matter, is what
denigrating
they're trying
an
to
entire
say.
people, like trying to pretend that they don't matter when they're the ones buying a game, very weird. But they're never consistent in the mainstream media. They're always hypocrites. That's the thing.
Because they're doing Edward Bernays
The
shit.
Rolling
That's
Stones
why.
wants to
They're
go
never
off on the
consistent.
controversies here. They talk about what it is. This is padding.
They say whatever's
Probably written
convenient
by
to say
AI.
at the time.
Is it good? So on the surface, the popularity is hard to deny. Look at the way that they phrase things immediately. On the surface, it's just like they're so transparent.
Look at this language they're using. So it's weasel language. I hate it.
So second most popular game on Steam, 2 million current players. Steam crashed this morning. Myth Wukong was starting its decline from 2.4, which is the highest that it ended up getting concurrently. It's still an incredible amount of players on Steam at that point. And it crashing. It shows that they're kind of overloading the system there. Pretty crazy. Now they're talking about this dip and drop off of players, but again, it picked right back up again the next day. So,
Can I
that's
hit
just
this
the media
motherfucker?
narrative that this thing was
I can't even
not
touch
working
him.
very well. But in terms of critical reception, the Metacritic PC version is sitting at 81.
Stop it.
So not bad. Some of the outlets are out there obviously just trying to just torpedo it, and it is what it is on that level. It should
Stop,
be a little bit higher.
please.
So of course this is what people want out
No.
of the article. They have to padding. And by the way, they pad these articles like this. The reason they do it is to try to get it search engine optimized.
I don't think I can
So it
stop
comes up
them.
in a
I just
little
let it
blue
happen.
thing higher than other things. If it looks like it has a ton of information on
I think
Black
this
Myth
is
Wukong,
his second
which is sort of
form.
Black Myth Wukong,
That's the way he gets his
that's
second
what
form.
Google kind of scrapes for it to kind of come up. It's a tactic. And they actually recycle a lot of that same content. So when next Black Myth Wukong one, when they have the what is it, they'll just copy and paste it in there too. It's such a crappy industry that journalism, but it is what it is. That's why everybody's on YouTube listening to us instead of reading these people. But here it is.
Oh my god, they interrupted me from my fucking stagger I was about to
And
do.
most notably was the report that filed alleged sexist comments made by the studio's founders and then other eternal team members, providing a deep look into misogynistic remarks that plagued the game's development and a toxic work culture. Dun dun dun. So here it is. And they want you to be left at the end of the article here with a negative impression of the whole game. You can see much of the community's response to critical reviews has been in bad faith. So not Screen Rant. So here's amazing. They always attack gamers too. So they say Screen Rant called it 3 out of 5, lacking in inclusivity and diversity. So why is our response to that saying that it lacks inclusivity and diversity in bad faith? The real answer is Screen Rant isn't bad faith. The media isn't bad faith. Rolling Stone isn't bad faith for sweeping for Screen Rant here for libeling the game at this level. And by the way, we already have proof that this isn't the case. Brutus, the founder of DEI Detected, a great website, actually shows, because there was like, oh, what about the females, the sexism, there's no females.
Oh my god, this frames. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? I died from the frames.
Characters I've seen so far in Black Myth Wukong.
There's plenty of women in
the
there.
journalists will say the game, quote, lacks diversity because they don't even play video games.
And I've seen them, and I don't have context for who they are, so it's fine that I saw them.
These are
during the trailer too. Some of
feminist looking women, like Concord. Oh my gosh. You watched that video earlier this morning. What a disaster that game is. But that's a different
There's more women in this game than a lot of the games. These guys were
it isn't good enough for them to fill their diversity quota. Always remember that they are the ones who
like Sekiro or God of
not
War.
us. Here's the screenshots he has from his live stream of 8 different female players. Now, it's interesting to talk about this too, since so many of the characters are just animals. They're not even real people. So what are you talking about with diversity and all that?
I can't freeze them when you
does that. Chinese novel.
That's crazy.
It has a Chinese background. And then they want them to replace these women with black women, and maybe throw a black samurai into it, and it's LGBT.
Okay, come on, guys.
That is
actually no.
Exactly what they want.
It wouldn't be out of pocket to put black people in the
really
game, but it's not required.
Everything has to look exactly the same. Every movie has to have a.
I can get into this actually briefly. Black people have traveled to China, right? This is throughout history. This is not a controversial thing to even say or to even feature if you wanted to do it. I don't think the game is required. It's not really although they could do that. Let me look at something right quick to where this would make sense. It's an article I read a while ago. Not an article. It's so I've seen references to this so many times, and I already know about it. A lot of old Buddhist statues also have very Afrocentric features if you pay attention. A lot of the old statues. So it's not really there's been a lot of overlap is what I'm trying to say. I mean, Buddhism wasn't originally Chinese, so again when it came from India, and India was inspired by African nations, obviously. Egypt as well. Disambiguation. Is this the area? This might be it. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's there's even a Wikipedia article you can read, but this is what I was looking for, but I might as well read it. But yeah, Africans in Guangzhou. Africans in Guangzhou are African immigrants and African Chinese residents of Guangzhou, China. Beginning in the late 1990s. No, this is the one. This is not the one. Yeah, there's a lot of people think that China's just only Chinese. Like there's only Chinese people over in China, but China has a bunch of different demographics, black people included. I mean, China is closer to Africa than America is. So, if anyone, if anyone's, probably going to see more black people, probably going to be China compared to some white Westerners, because they're closer, or at least people from the U.S. or Canada. Although a lot of black people traveled to the Americas even before the slave trade, but they don't like to point that out. So there were already black people over in America anyway. But still, Africa is like the main continent where a lot of black people are. So China's seen them. So they've traveled there. But yeah, there's like 40 something different demographics in China. It's not just Han Chinese. And a lot of them are brown. A lot of brown people are in China. I can't believe I can't find the article anymore. Huh. I can't find it anymore. Damn it. It would have been so good because it would have supported the point I was trying to make. But I don't know. I'm just saying, if you want to put black people in the game, you can. I don't think they need to. All right. I'm fine with them not having us in there. I'm just saying, if you want it, yeah, it's not out of pocket. I think the game's diverse, regardless. All right. We don't see a lot of Chinese themed things. It's good. It's good that we're seeing more of that. I'll just look up the article for the next time I stream. It would have been so good though. Where's the video?
Black Myth Wukong.
And Yasuke was a real person, so it's not even out of pocket to feature Yasuke. I guess people don't like him being a main character. They just want him to be some side thing. And they don't like, oh, he's called a samurai. Who gives a fuck? Samurais aren't even a good thing anyway. So I don't care if he's not called a samurai or not. Samurais were scumbags. I sooner respect the Ronin and the ninja than a samurai. But yeah, I don't care if he's not a samurai or not. He was in Japan, right? You can do stories about him if you want. Like you can quibble over him being the main character and not a Japanese man. Sure. You want to do an Assassin's Creed in Japan? Yeah, that's fair. But him being there at all is fine. Like you can still have him. I don't know. I don't know if Ubisoft was very good with the execution though. Like, why does hip hop music play with this character? Like Yasuke he existed before hip hop. Why do we have to do that with this character? Why do we gotta make these stereotypes with this character? It's dumb. All right. And I like hip hop, but why do we gotta do that? Just because he's black, you think, oh, he's hip hop. Gotta have it. It's insulting. It's insulting to my intelligence. Try to find that video again.
But maybe throw a black samurai into it that's LGBTQ. I mean,
oh yeah, and they made Yasuke. I think he's supposed to be gay in the game. I don't know why they made him that. That was never anything specified about him in history being gay. I don't know. So yeah, that's they did that to like try to make it look modern or something. I don't know. I don't know why they think gay ergo modern, but this is the argument they use. It's for the modern audience. Like, really? Why does that designate modern? It doesn't designate modern. No, and it's based on something from history. Like I hate when they designate demographics as a modern thing or not modern. Like black people are not modern. We've existed since the beginning of fucking time. They describe us in the same way. Like modern audience. And this is modern. Like in the Dustborn game, it does the same shit. It pretends like the black people are new or a new thing. That's what Dustborn is an allegory for. We're the new demographic born from the dust, but black people have always existed. We've been indigenous on damn near every fucking continent. There's always the people are always been brown or black on every fucking continent. We're not new. But they describe us in this way as if we came from the dust. It's like some Mormons made the fucking game. Like if I didn't know these guys were from Norway, I would assume they're from fucking Mormons from Utah who made the damn game. How they describe black people. Oh, we came from the dust and the mud. This is how Mormons describe black people and where they came from. A very racist argument. So that game, if they're trying to present themselves like diverse and not racist, that's a bad way to do it when you're describing the black people. This black woman saying about being from the fucking dust. I'm like, what the fuck? You're making a Mormon argument, some racist Mormon argument. Like, fuck out of here. Black people have always existed. We're not new beings. We're not creatures from the fucking mud.
I mean, I joke about it, but unfortunately, that is exactly what they want. They do want everything to have this. It's really anti-diverse. Everything has to look exactly the same. Every movie has to have a female.
What it is they just want white people micromanaging anything to do with race.
And then the white guy is a bad guy.
Really
Otherwise, it's not diverse. But none of that
anything
is
that has to do with diversity, some white people got to be controlling it. So this game made by Chinese people, well, the white people, they got to micromanage and do some moral judging of your game. All right. They got to control the conversation around diversity. That's what it really is. Megalomaniacal attempt to control the conversation around all issues that don't even affect them, but they want to control it. They're not affected negatively by, how black people are treated or not. Unless they're just trying to, well, they are in the fact that, a lot of them are trying to steal resources from black and brown countries. Like Edward Bernays and his ilk, like I pointed out with the United Fruit Company, where they overthrew the Guatemalan government for business reasons and racist reasons, obviously.
Are disingenuous. That's why what they do is in bad faith. And as much as Rolling Stone calls the community response in bad faith, we quickly discredited exactly what they're doing. So this is the deal. So this is it. And it was one of their cons in the review summary. Required editor's note on the footer. The author's name has been, this is how, been removed for their safety due to backlash.
Yeah, whatever.
So they
everybody knows the name.
Lies about the game.
She's safe.
Lies about what's going on.
All you got to do is just stay off the internet. Nobody's going after her in real life.
and then they cry victim about it. They cry that it's a
They're just
safety issue
criticizing
because they get pushback
online.
on the
That's it.
review. This is the mainstream media just mask off right here. This is how they act every single time. They try to bully us. They try to bully gamers. They try to bully this studio out of China. And then when they get caught with it, when they get a little bit of pushback, they cry victim like they had some problem with them themselves. It's absolutely sick. And we're all so sick of it at this point. And this is the media
It's
mask
fake.
off right now.
I'm sick of the
We're
fake
gonna
shit.
cover it every step of the way. So, geez.
I'm sick of Westerners trying to moral,
Rolling Stone, you're a shame.
trying to do
It
this
really
fucking
is. Black
moral
Myth Wukong is
superiority.
crushing it, everybody.
It's bullshit.
And some interesting other facts right now.
They have no fucking leg to stand on. When you come from a country that benefits off of stealing of resources from a bunch of non-white people, you're already antagonistic against China because you don't control their markets.
This is
Right?
what the gaming media does.
You have no leg to stand on as far as
All right, so leave a comment down below with what you think about this.
You hate China not for any issues about diversity or freedom. You hate them because you don't control their markets, and they're having more economic influence around the globe. And they're giving options to developing nations that the U.S. wants to fuck and steal resources from. That's why they really hate China. They hate China because they offer them because China offers like developing nations that the U.S. still does colonialism in. It offers them like better alternative. It offers them an option away from the IMF and the World Bank. All right, that's what China does. This is why the fucking white countries hate China so damn much. Aside from Russia, because Russia has more affinity with China. They're in the same area, right? So that just makes sense. All right, that video's over. This guy's cleaning my clock. But all the China hate is artificial. It has been for a while. Ever since the start of the Cold War, really. And ever since the establishment of the PRC, which was in the 50s. They loved China when, the feudalists were in charge. That's when they loved China. But they've always been fucking with China, even back in the days of like the Boxer Rebellion. The fucking Anglos were fucking with China, trying to take it over. And the Opium Wars, especially. Those evil ass wars. Also by the West. They have a long history of trying to do colonialism in China. And the U.S. has failed, or the West and the Anglosphere has failed ultimately. So this is why they hate China so damn much. And treat it like a boogeyman. China, the country that's not invading other countries or bombing them and not stealing resources from developing nations, actually doing genuine trade with them. That's evil, though. According to some white people from the West and this fucking fat white lady who wants to call the Debs misogynist. She's so full off of all the resources she's been sucking. She has the nerve to call them misogynist. Too fat to think, I guess. All that fat in her head. Okay. I'm not leaving until I beat this boss, is what I've figured. I'm going to get this boss, because fuck him. I mean, there is in the Assassin's Creed game, though, there is another playable character in the Assassin's Creed. It's a Japanese woman. But I guess some people, they want a Japanese man instead. So that's the issue. Oh, man. Whatever. The game doesn't look that great anyway. Also, they tried to push this idea, it's offensive because it's a giant black man slicing up Japanese men. Yeah, that's the offensive thing. Not bombing the shit out of a bunch of Japanese children, though. That's all right. White people bombing some Japanese children is totally fine and not so offensive. We made multiple games about World War II against Japan. That's just fine. Made a movie glorifying Oppenheimer. Multiple movies. That's okay. That's not offensive in any way. We even have like GI videos where the GIs are exerting their dominion over a bunch of Japanese children. Right? There's just straight up Japanese children and women in the video, showing what that's really directed towards. Showing what the agenda is. That's not offensive though. Some fake ass video game where a single black man is slicing up some samurais. That's the offensive shit. Something that didn't even actually happen. It's a fiction. The game's fiction. You can take some liberties with historical people, like all the Assassin's Creed games have like certain historical people in them, like Benjamin Franklin's bitch ass was in Assassin's Creed 3. They didn't really capture a lot of the racism he had, though. I was kind of disappointed. They should have pointed that out more, but he was there. I was expecting him to say the N-word. Never happened. He wanted to get rid of all the Indians and black people, basically. And not even just them. He wanted to get rid of anyone he deemed brown. Tawny and swarthy. He hated tawny and swarthy people. He thought the Germans during his time were way too swarthy, which might be true. Like I did a stream where I pointed this out. Like the Germans back in Benjamin Franklin's time, and especially back in like pre-1500s, were probably not so white, and there's a reason for that. And there might have been remnants of that even during, the fact that they're not white, even during Benjamin Franklin's time. Because he pointed out how they're not white. He said they're not white, they're too swarthy. And that, they might infect us with their Germanization, us Anglos. So, yeah, he was very racist. So racist that he didn't even like Germans or French. All right. Or Spaniards, or even Russians, like. Who you think would be white, but not to him? I guess they were red. I think they were too red to him. But no, he liked red people. I don't know. He was just really racist. I'm trying to find a video to stall with. 1 second. This is not a good video. No, I don't want to watch that at all. Oh, this is called To the Surprise of None. Players expose games journals for lying about no women in Black Myth. Okay. Yeah. Of course they lied. They didn't play the game. They just wanted to exert their Western chauvinism over China. Because they don't control Chinese markets. All right. I guess I'll watch this video.
What makes you think that I'm an asshole?
That might be copyrighted.
Shout out to that Park Place.
This guy's name is Atreus.
Love these guys. Dot Esports Associate Editor Tom Foley raises that Black Myth Wukong developers and demands games include more diversity. I don't even know. What are we doing? Like, what the hell are we doing here? No more diversity in a game full of fucking animals?
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
It's stupid. And the game's already Chinese, too. It's pretty damn diverse. I would say a game coming from a culture we rarely get stuff from, especially video games. I think that's a pretty diverse sort of win. Also, China is communist. You think the fake communists over here would be all, cool with that.
Associate Editor Tom Foley,
Communists getting more into the field, but no.
Raised that Black Myth Wukong developer game science and demanded they include more diversity
They're
in the
fake
game.
communists.
In an article titled Black Myth
over here.
Black Myth Wukong.
A lot of the people who want to put that in their little Twitter bio, we're communists. Not really, though. We just put it on our bumper stickers. We don't support any communist nations or in real world practice of communism.
Chinese legend called the journey to the west. What the fuck's up,
Oh, he went off. Let me rewind without talking over him. He's going off.
Black Myth Wukong's Jesus Christ. It's stupid. Black Myth Wukong's shameless lack of diversity is attracting the wrong type of people. It's that country from fucking Chinese people. And a Chinese legend
I know.
on the journey to the west.
Chinese people aren't diverse, though. That's what they're trying to say.
Calm down.
Not diverse enough. We just never get anything from them, really. Games like this, but that's not diverse. Yeah. Oh, it's an AI song. I've heard that song. That song's dumb. There's a lot of these songs like that. That's pretty funny.
Michael says Black Myth Wukong making it rain.
My favorite song is Everybody Pimp Now. That's the best. One of the better AI songs.
Concurrent players, it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane.
What the fuck? They're
insane. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance. No. I played maybe the first 60 seconds. Spoiler alert.
The opener.
Wow. Spoiler alert, though.
Opener's pretty good.
I don't think my PC can run it.
It can. I thought the same. Just upgrade your
I was looking at it.
drivers.
I don't know what happened. I ran the benchmark test, and it was running pretty fine at like 58 to 59.
Upgrade your drivers, adjust the settings, turn off the
frames per
DLSS.
second. And then I get the game and
Turn off frame limit.
A little rough. It's a little rough. You know what I'm saying? I tried to bring the settings down a little bit so it could, get the frame rate. And I'm new at PC gaming, so I'm pretty sure y'all know how to
You'll figure
optimize
it
and all
out.
of that stuff.
He's new.
But so that's why I haven't prioritized playing it. I had an opportunity to play it before getting on here, and I didn't do it. I played College Football 25 instead. And I don't necessarily regret
I didn't play college
Just wanna be
football,
playing
but
at
still.
30 frames per second just for it to look
I got on PC
decent.
gaming late myself.
I don't
Well, not
wanna
really,
regret
because
that
I kind of grew up with PC gaming. Or in Mac gaming.
Somebody said
But
get it on
I forgot a lot
PS5. I
about
might do that.
it. I came back
I
to
might
it
do
again
that and get
later.
a refund from Steam. I don't know. It depends. I'm gonna play around with the settings and see if I can get it to run decently. If I can't, I'm definitely getting a refund. And I don't know if it's because of the game or it's because of my PC.
It's also the Denuvo, really. The Denuvo is
right now. I wouldn't be able to
a
run it
major
without it.
issue.
So I bought it. I didn't build it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that makes like less of a dweeb or whatever the case may be. But anyway, so Holy Fume on August 21st. Puberty's
Who? Beauty.
Why the fuck is your name Beauty? Okay. Instagram page shared news of Wukong breaking Steam's single-player record, and the comments are full of unsavory replies from fans delighted the game isn't inclusive because it's not gay.
But it is, though. They're just being ironic.
Which at the time of the writing has nearly 4,000 likes. So proud of this.
They're being
game.
ironic just to spite these guys saying it's not inclusive.
Unlike the other games nowadays, another user said, the common sentiment
This is your definition of not inclusive.
And it sounds like right-wing gamers couldn't be happier.
I don't know what to say. Or not diverse.
It's so stupid. So dumb.
This is your definition of not diverse.
If you're not a fucking left-wing moron, you instantly get labeled as right-wing.
I know. I'm not right-wing in any way. But I probably will for what I commented on.
Right-wing.
Like, I'm a communist.
Did you ever think there would be a day
unironic communist? But I'll be called like a right-winger, fascist or something.
No, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead.
Like, I was being called that during COVID because I didn't believe a bunch of, Western white corporations so much.
A man belongs in a
I thought that made sense, and I didn't trust Trump with his Operation Warp Speed shit. But that makes you right wing and a Nazi if you don't suck off white multinational corporations and Trump's Warp Speed plan. Yeah, we just gotta forget about everything we claim to have principles about, I guess, when that happens.
Did you ever think it would be controversial to say we want projects that are good and not projects that are focused on political garbage?
I mean, the game is political, but it's real politics and not fake, made up shit like misogyny. That's not the issue with this game. It's like real politics of the 6th century China.
Fantastic hero, but after 40 plus hours, I've yet to
it's an allegory for all that shit that was going on.
Character, aside from one inanimate mini boss called the Mother of Stone, and no one can convince me that's a good thing. If I'm not
yeah, birth is bad. We're gonna say mothers are bad. I like I noticed that there's this weird vilification of motherhood today, and it doesn't seem like organic. It seems like it's coming from corporations who want people to just be 100% devoted to the company and not their families.
So the criticism about the lack of diversity.
Right, we don't like you taking maternity leave, so we're going to vilify having babies. Okay, women, you got to have your freedom torches to not get pregnant. Smoke your freedom torches if you ever get pregnant, ladies. That's what it's like. Some corporate agenda going on with that shit, and it's so obvious to me. Some corporate mouth using shit going on.
Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop.
Yes, the corporation is your way to freedom. They love you more than your family does, more than your children. Your children are evil. They're evil parasites. This is how we want you to view your children, because this is how we view you peasants, as parasites. So view having babies as parasites, guys.
Will you read that quote again, guys? He said, but after 40 plus hours,
like a character called the Mother of the Stone is a bad thing. We don't like motherhood.
And no one can convince me that's a good thing. Somebody tell me this is fake. Somebody tell me this is there community notes?
That's how I see a lot of these shows too. Like there's that show called A Handmaid's Tale. Looks like it was written by a bunch of corporate malfeasance. It's not a genuine tale at all.
Surprise. Thank you, honey.
It's what they wanted a bunch of peasant women to believe, so they devote their entire life to a corporation.
Somebody tell me this is fake. Hold on, let me read this comment. None of them are obese, trans, or black. Totally unacceptable.
Well, you can't tell the gender of a lot of the creatures. I don't know what gender this thing is. I mean, I'm assuming he's a man, but how the fuck would I know? I don't even know if he has genitals.
lack for females in the initial chapters. It was such a force to be flanked by a reviewer with an obvious agenda. Facts. Wait till they learned about the lack of men in. Yeah, I don't know what that means. They wanted to put a black samurai in there. They need to be obese and ugly. That's what it is. That's what it is. You need, as a woman in video games.
This guy is pretty fucking obese, I would say.
No.
This guy's fucking fat. He's to lay off the McDonald's. I would say lay off them chicken nuggets, dude. The McNuggies.
You need to be Big Shirley, gay, a trans. I almost said that word.
What the fuck, dude? It didn't work?
You need to be
It didn't even work? My fucking freeze didn't work. Get the fuck out of here,
cannot make
game.
this shit up, guys.
What is that shit? Doing a double time now.
He said there were no
wait.
outside of a stone woman.
What? We missed. We fucking missed. Fuck you, game. We're killing him. Temple of the Tate. What? The Achievo's called Temple of the Tate. That's a long ass time, Boomer. Kasayas are spirits? Guangxi, Guangmo. We killed them. Oh, it's him. He was their master. Oh my god, that's so sad. Oh man. That's so sad. I read about this. Oh no. Guangxi has like a very sad backstory. And Guangmo too, I guess, as well. Because he's tied to them. I didn't read his in full though because it was long. But that's really sad. He was their teacher. And the temple burned down is what happened. We went back to I guess the time when it happened. He was just a remnant left over. I think those zombies might have been burned victims. And that's why they were exploding. The temple burned down when they were trying to take over. Like Guangxi was trying to impress his master by stealing something from these visitors. And it ended up burning down the temple. And they were trying to put it out, but everybody died. He died saving them, I guess. This guy, damn, that's sad. We can examine this now. That's why we couldn't interact. We had to go there first. Oh, man. Fireproof mantle, let everything else burn. I care for nothing but my master. Give it to me quickly. Oh, what?
The fireproof mantle. The great sage brought it from Virapaxa. How did it end up here? You must have freed that miserable soul. Oh, such is his end. A tragedy prologued by a single cloud. It's getting late. Let's hurry up and hunt him.
Huh. That is so sad, man. I don't know. It's sad to me. I don't know. Some people might just think I'm stupid. No, you're getting emotional over nothing. I don't know. That's sad to me. Man, I'm about to end it. I gotta go. But I'm gonna go in that cave first. I guess I'll turn the volume up. There might be another cutscene. Also need to level up. I need to get to it. There should be a shrine in that cave. So we're just gonna go there. I'll do the manual. Where's it at? Here we go. I want to meet right quick, too. One moment. Oh, okay. I forgot. I didn't unmute. Okay. Well, we are making progress. We got a lot of stuff that I don't know what to do with, so I think the shrine will inform me once I get over. I need to do a lot of stuff offline too and read about it. So I want to read throughout my stream. Oh, let's get that. We got 360 wills. That's a lot of Will Smiths. What are you? Oh, you're nothing. You know what? I should go back and talk to the horse. I think they might have some new shit to say. And that other monkey. There's another monkey we met. We should probably go back to him. What the fuck are you doing? Go home, dude. You don't want this. You were not built for this. They never listen. Oh, this place looks very scenic. Oh, we can meditate. Very good. I can get a spark from doing this. Let's open this present first. Celestial Tai pill. Oh. Did we get like a health increase? Miraculous crafted weapon. The king father of the east of the mountain Fang Zhang. That increases maximum mana. Oh, that's actually good. We need more of that. Very good. They even call it mana here. I was just calling it that. I didn't notice the game called it mana. Get my sparks. I really called it by calling this scenic. Like the little meditation spots are always near like a scenic spot. Just for pans like this. Did I get a spark? I did. So I got 3 sparks. I might want to level up my transformation though. This has been a while. It's been a while since I leveled my transformations. I forgot who sung that song. Was that Creed or something? That song used to be played all the time in my damn school, especially during prom. People would bring the radios and shit to school. Or they just wouldn't have headphones on their little phones. Oh, I forgot you respawn. Stop it. Oh, I got another spark. And some gold. Very nice. Where's a fucking shrine though? I kinda need that.
It's time to teach you how tough we are.
I like that the enemies talk too. It really engrosses me in the world. Oh, I don't have it refilled. Got a lot of will from that guy. Brave but stupid. Friend. Sorry. Oh, here we go. This might lead me to a grace. Usually when these show up, it's because there's a grace nearby. I mean, a shrine nearby. This is not Elden Ring. You're lame, dude. Go away. I don't know why they think they're even ready. You were not ready. You need to train a bit more, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm kind of a big deal. I fought heaven and beat pretty much everyone there until Buddha showed up. Like, that's the story. Like, Wukong literally beat up everyone in heaven, and then Buddha had to come and save their ass. Buddha's like a goddamn celestial cosmic being. So, yeah. Take a hint. Oh, a new mask. Is this one any better, though? It does give me better defense in burn resistance. I guess it's going to be a lot of fire over here. That's why we got that fire shit from that other area we were just at. Evil Crasher. Deals additional damage to the enemy upon crashing their immobilization. I want to get it because it looks cool on top of giving me better attributes. It reduces the cooldown of my immobilize spell. This is really good. We're going to make that for sure. Put it on. Yes. What a cool mask. I like it. Oh, we get some other clothes. What else can we make? We can make this. I don't have enough materials. Oh, man, we're getting so many clothes, though. Get some new armbands. They give me better stuff, too. Give me better stats. Okay. We'll definitely make that. The bronze bushkins are really nice. I like these. Yeah, once we get some crafting items, we'll come back for that. What kind of brew can we make? Probably nothing. Nah. See, that would have been useful earlier. We'll use that on another playthrough. I do have my other file, which I haven't done everything in, so I'll probably just make it there. Store. I need to get more spells. Can I level this up? Cultivate spells? What does this do? Wait, it's the frogs. Yeah. Okay, it's these guys. Okay. We're fine for now. No. What else do we have? Oh, I should go to craft weapons. Might be able to craft another weapon too. Fireproof match. Oh, it's already on us. When Gi is full, press to use vessel. Oh, really? Oh. This is that parry ability, I believe. Some hidden vessels left by the predecessors can be discovered. Okay. Okay. So RT and what is that? Oh, L. RTL, huh? Let's try that out. Oh, I need to rest. Let's rest. Okay. This just stays on here for a bit? Alright. I guess there's a bar. Okay, there's a depletion bar right there. I see. Or not, that's a ring, really. That looks cool. So there's going to be a lot of fire in this area, is what they're telling me. That's why I got this swirling water around me. Let's level up. Yeah, you're going to get burnt a lot, my dude. You're going to want that shit. What does this do? Evergreen. That's a cool name. Each talent level slightly reduces the might decay. That's actually good. We do want that. Might recovery speed is also... Both of these would be good. I might just do both of this. We'll do one in each. But then we're going to go to our other abilities. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to get all the way out. What does this do? Evanescence. What a great band. Not really. I mean, they were alright. I like Lacuna Coil a bit more than them. They sounded similar. The main singer sounded similar to Amy Lee and vice versa, Lacuna Coil. But I like Lacuna Coil's voice more. That would be good, yeah. Yeah, we do want that, actually. Oh, it's already awakened. Never mind. Huh. We have to get more stances, though, to be honest. This is already awakened? Why can't I use it, then? It says I have it awakened, but I can't use it. Why not? It could get more stamina. I don't know what 4 bands is. I need to increase my dodging. Oh, that would be good. I want this. When can I access this, though? Do I need, like, 2 points? Oh, you need 2, that's why. Shit. Stamina in general would be good. But I do need to raise health. Might as well raise health. I haven't put any points in the health, so I might as well. I can always respec all this. Okay, I'm gonna end it. This was fun. I might come back and stream it later tonight. The game is really, really addictive. And I like reading the lore offline. That's why I was almost tearing up there when I saw that cutscene. You don't understand what I understand, especially if you know what that's about. So, oh no, the lore is investing me a bit. I'm a nerd. I'm a lore nerd. Anyway, take care if anyone sees this. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye.